kind of what you got for us? I've I've tried. I've always wanted to do some type of artistic thing on the computer, and I used to when I was younger, man. I love to just poke around on the playing around with art on the computer, even if it was just random, kind of doodling.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Did you have you always done it, or you were did you get to
Have I always been Have I always been
yeah,
artistic?
or just artistic on the computer, or how did you begin?
I say so. It was about the time I was like 16 or 15. I was an intern at this place called the Youth Art Connection. And so it was a subsidiary of the United Way. And there, I just met a whole bunch of art teachers and like other teens who were just doing art stuff. And I learned how to make music there, like on the computer. And this is like back in the Mac kind of late floppy disk days. So like
Okay.
2005 ish, you know. But yeah, so and then I don't know what program I was using, but I started to draw digitally. I might have had a tablet, but I might have just been clicking in with a mouse. And I wasn't and like pixel art wasn't even like in my peripheral as something I could make at that point, right? It was more like I'm just gonna draw cool anime stuff, cool like hot babes or like cool like sci-fi stuff, what have you.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's great. That's great.
thanks.
I like the idea of like when you got in with a community of people that were, helping you along, or like just you could kind of see yourself doing it, and then maybe they help, or like get you started. That's
Yep.
kind of yeah.
No, it's
I think we
definitely
all
cool.
have artistic, something in us. It's an innate thing. It's pleasurable. It's it's something that drives you. It's generally it has to be blocked. Like all kids have fun just drawing. I'll tell this story. Here's a story.
Yeah.
Um, I was just visiting in an old neighborhood, and there was this new families, little kids, tons of little kids, and this one little guy, Archer, 7 years old,
Yeah.
and we invited this family over for dinner. I made this big lasagna, and the mom comes over, and she's got all these like art stuff, to keep the kids occupied while they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
And Archer's got this coloring book, and he's just so excited to meet me and to do some coloring. Me and him, he wants to show like his coloring, and he loves to draw. It was like these planes
Yeah.
and like jets and stuff. He loves to draw the blue flame out of the jet pipe, and he wants to color the bombs and the jets. He was such a and he was just gleeful with it. It was the best thing for him. And I really got caught up in it. I was like, oh, this is fun, man. It's really cool.
I mean, it's it's fun to get wrapped up in the art. It's fun to get like just caught up in it, and especially with kids too. They're just so like free. They love to just think of stuff you never would have
Mm-hmm.
thought of and completely random stuff. So, yeah, that's a cool experience.
Yeah, actually, it sort of made like a whole art, because my mom, I was up with my elderly mom,
Hmm.
and it seems like when people retire, they get into their art,
For
they like,
real, dude. No,
um,
for real.
yeah,
At my college back in Portland, Oregon, they had atelier classes. So that was basically like the classical way of drawing from the sculptures. Like they would be like clay sculptures, kind of like the Grecian ones, or the really like
uh-huh.
pretty, like just like super soft, but it's stone, those types of sculptures. So we would draw from those and really kind of perfect our shading. But dude, the whole class was like everybody was at least 55. I mean, at least like it
Uh-huh.
was all like because it was called extended learning or something like that. It was basically just art classes that
Right.
we held at the school from some of the what do we call them, adjunct teachers. So they were
Uh-huh.
around, but they were all really nice. They were all really fun, really talented, great folks. Bam. All right.
I remember in high school I found art pretty meditative. I don't know if you know this style. Sorry, I don't mean to. I realized you're just about to start.
You're good.
It's like a type of art style. I don't know where it's like, or I don't know if it is a style, but it's something I used to do. It was like I would try to draw objects with one continuous line, basically.
Yes.
Or like draw a whole portrait basically with one continuous line. Do you know if that has a name?
In the graffiti world, it's called a one-liner.
One-liner. Okay.
Nice. I had a band T-shirt that's done that way, and people really loved the shirt. It was very unique. It had like it's like I want to say the name was Emily Page, and it had like all the instruments, like the keyboard and the guitar and a drum set. Like all one line style. That's cool.
It is cool.
That's super cool. Was it on the back or the front?
It was on the front. Yeah, it was on the front. It was a black shirt that was kind of faded, and then the line was like kind of a gray. I wonder where that shirt is. I haven't seen it in a while.
Bam.
Yeah. Because stuff has got to leave in order for new things. I just honor it as it. I was like, oh, what fun memories of that shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I've had so many cool shirts over time.
Yeah.
I wish I could get them back.
I like it when they have like when you remember how you got them, and then you remember how they leave.
Yeah.
Like I gave. Yeah, it's like, oh, I got it at the thrift store. I remember that Emily Page I bought at a merch table at a concert at a church. A friend of mine invited me to church. I'm like, church, and then they're like, no, it's a cool church. They're gonna have a band. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll check it out. And I was like, dang, she was ripping,
and she was like going on like a big trip, and they were gonna go on tour and all this stuff. It's like, hey, we need money. I was like, you get $20 for a shirt. It was cool.
Nice. Boom. Yeah, just the right page. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Let's do it. Okay, Twitch is going. Okay, welcome, and welcome. Hi, everybody. My name's Jamali. If we haven't met before, aka Jam. I am an artist. I'm a mushroom mob collector. I am an NFT enthusiast. I'm an American. I have a lot of titles, but for the most part, I like to have fun and I love to create art and I love to share my knowledge of art. And so I thank you for joining me today, this Friday. We're doing an awesome pixel art class. Just imagine like fire and stuff coming up for me.
Yes.
Thank you. So thank you all so much for joining me out there in the Twitch world, over here in Discord. It's been a minute, but I'm glad to be back. So today we are going to continue our mushroom journey. We're going to spread our mycelium roots further into pixel knowledge, and we're going to work on an animation. So we're using, can you all see my screen right now? Is it on pixelart.com? Let's go Discord 20. Bam. Okay, so it's on that one. All right, you know what? That's fine. What I'm gonna do is, okay. So right now, if you can see my screen, there's a fun little mushroom on it, and it's an Anaki mushroom. I believe it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a fun little mushroom. I just drew it while I was getting set up today, but I'll show you the animation that I did for it and just a little bit of what we'll be touching on today, and some of the principles of why animation is awesome and some of the principles of like how we can apply it to our art and even still art, like thinking about how things move or where things may be in mid movement. That's what we're gonna be brushing over today. So let me just run this little mushroom. You can see he's got a wiggly arm. So
Look at that. So cool.
yeah. So this is just a little rough thing. We'll make Mars a
He's
little.
got a tail.
It's a tail. It's a tail. Yes, that's what it is. See, that's what friends are for, to help us figure out what in the world we just drew. So, yes, that is just a little taste of what we're going to be doing today. And I'm excited. So the last time we were here, we drew some really awesome mushrooms. I wonder if I'll pull them up a little bit later. But we basically went over how to set up our image just using shapes and just using some of the simpler forms that are available in these apps that we're using. And so that's just a brief recap of last time. But before I get into all of that, let us just do a little icebreaker. So just gonna go around the Discord, introduce ourselves, or our tag names or usernames, and one of our favorite or earliest, what's the word? Video game memories. So I'll go first. So my name is Jamali, aka Jam Jam, and one of my earliest video game memories, and one of my favorite too, is playing Diddy Kong Racing. I don't know if anyone's ever played that, but it's on Nintendo 64. Came out in the late 90s. It was a racing kart game, and you got to like shoot weapons and be in a bubble and like fight bosses and drive around like hovercrafts and like miniature planes and stuff. It was awesome. It was more of like a polygon form of video games, but definitely one of my favorites. Who's next?
I gotcha. This is Newman 5 in UTC -7, California time. I'm thinking about like pixel art, and I played Atari Adventure, and which is like this like early dungeon crawler or roguelike type of game, and they had these really really rudimentary pixel art, and the dragons, which was like the big horrible thing, and there was a red dragon and a green dragon and a black dragon, and they looked like little seahorses.
Yeah.
They were like these little seahorse things. Oh man. So yeah, that's a very fond memory of the old pixel art and video games.
Yeah.
Sure.
Love it.
I definitely resonate with your Diddy Kong Racing Jam Jam. I played a lot of that growing up, but that wasn't my earliest. You said earliest, right?
Just either earliest or your favorite.
Well, it is kind of my favorite, or leaned into my favorite. Like I had two on the Game Boy, the big old like, the brick, big gray brick. I played Donkey Kong, but when you're as Mario and it has like 10 worlds, and it kind of follows the arcade style game, but then it kind of becomes like this, world exploration game.
Whoa.
But then I also played Link's Awakening, Zelda Link's Awakening, and I cherished the heck out of that game. That was probably I remember a distinct feeling of accomplishment whenever I first beat that one.
Yeah.
All right, this is Scorch Hill, by the way. I don't think I introduced myself.
Congrats, Scorch Hill, on beating that back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Did it, dude.
How about you, Audrey?
Yeah, I'll go next. So yes, we all know my name's Audrey. I actually had really strict parents growing up, so I was never allowed to play video games, but my earliest exposure to it was when I travelled from New Zealand to Malaysia, which is where I was born, and my cousins were allowed video games, and so we essentially spent my whole holiday there playing Crash Bandicoot, because I was just so captivated by it. Like, what is this video game that you're allowed to play? So that was probably my first exposure to any form of gaming. Johnny, do you
That's a
want to?
good one.
Yeah.
For me, thinking back, I think it was Tetris on the original Game Boy, because I just remember being really young, and I was sharing the Game Boy with my siblings, and we'd be fighting over like who got the turn next, and so it's like burnt into my memory these interactions of fighting over the Game Boy.
With the siblings, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Wow. I love that. Yeah, thanks y'all for so much for sharing. I think, it's good to think back on it's good to think back on the times that we were immersed into this digital world, and to the metaverses of the 90s and 80s and before they were even called that, right? And so thank y'all so much for sharing. Thank y'all. And a lot of the work I do is like around, especially when I started doing pixel art, it started to get a lot more nostalgic. And being back home in my hometown, after being away for 10 years, it was really like, it just brought out a lot. And so it's allowed me to connect with so many people, including y'all. So thank you again for sharing. Thank you for having me. And if I don't have any more questions or anybody has any thoughts, we can get started.
Well, can I just verify that we are recording this on Twitch?
We're clicked. Okay. 1 sec. Loading. Okay. We got traction here. Oh yeah, what's up? Very hot, mama. We got Twitch streamers just in time. Welcome. Alrighty. Okay. What is it doing? Okay, we are good. It's recording. Bam. Yes. We are good. Okay. I don't know what screen is screening right now, but it's time to start. So welcome again, everyone who's new, who's just here. Fun update. Just when by attending here and by also submitting your art to the Mushroom Mob Discord channel that will be available after class or during class. Either of the two, it'll be available. You will be entered to win the lovely piece that I create at the end of this class. Coveted and lined with gold and lots of love. So yeah, your participation helps, and then you get to share it with the world, and they get to see how dope you are at creating pixel art and making wiggly arms and mushrooms or whatever you make today. That's what it's about. So yeah, so drop it in that channel. Participation is key here, and yeah, let's do it. Anything to add to that, Audrey?
No, you're good. So yeah, the competition won't be limited to just us because it's recorded. People who tune in on demand and submit their art will be able to be part of that competition too. But yeah, I'm pumped. Let's go.
Yeah. So maybe we can keep it open for a few days here or over the weekend. I think that's great. Just over the weekend, Monday, we'll choose a winner. How's that sound?
Perfect.
Sweet. All right. Let's do this. Okay. I feel like it's time for a deep breath. So we're just going to take a nice deep breath here before we get all dived in. And now. Okay. Let's do it. All right. So I love making art. So today we are using our favorite online tool for making pixel art, pixelart.com, but it is spelled PIXIL art.com. So Just in case no one's been here before, I'm gonna quickly run y'all through it. Come on, Pixely. And if you have any questions, feel free to just like chime in. If you have any funny thoughts, chime in. If you want to laugh at my weird jokes, laugh at them or don't. However you feel is good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log all the way on out. Cool. So this is pixelart.com. We used this last time. And it is pixilart.com. So that's how you get there. You can just smash enter and it'll take you here. This is the front page. Oh, see, I did it right there. This is the front page. This is where an example of a cool pixel art piece. I guess it's just an art piece. We don't have to call it pixel art all the time. We know what it is. And if you scroll down, you can see some of the submissions and creations from the current pixelart.com community. There's some beautiful work here. It's constantly getting refreshed. They have like weekly newsletters and stuff that you can sign up for. It's great. Really, if you're trying to be inspired or if you're trying to think about getting into game development, which is where a lot of this art path takes you, this is a great place to be. Look at this. I mean, so fun, diverse. Look at this like pretty princess. That's amazing. Look at this one. She's a darker princess. Equally amazing. So there's a lot of inspiration to be had here. So once you're all inspired and fired up, you can go to create account or you can go to start drawing. We're going to just click on start drawing. But actually, before I do all that, I'm going to log into my account so it saves it and I don't have to worry about that. Another cool thing I learned about this is when you do have an account on here, you're able to make prints or like coffee mugs or other weird oh, sorry. No image, I got you. Bam. Okay. There we go. You can make just merchandise and items off of your art. So it's pretty cool. A neat utility, if you will. So I'm going to log in with my Facebook. It's loading. I don't know why they don't have the Meta logo up there. Someone called Mark Zuckerberg. I'm getting mad. Now, this is your main dashboard area if you do have an account. My internet's a little slow because I am streaming to the max right now, which is perfect. So up in the top right corner, you're just going to go to start drawing, and that's all we're going to worry about right now. But if you are playing around with this at some other time, please do explore, see what this app has, because I think it's pretty good. I mean, from an art perspective, it's like a site for artists by artists. That's how it feels, right? It feels like intuitive in that way. So once we have our new drawing wheeled up, I was working on this fun little animation before. I'm going to go to continue, right? And for anyone who didn't see it, here we go. Fun little mushroom bopping around. We're going to do something like this today. So just real quick overview of saving it. Okay, yeah, I want to go to the top right star, go to the save drawing. I'm going to name my drawing. What am I going to name my drawing? Mushroom tail. Bam. I don't need a description at the moment, but I'm going to go to here. I went to the download on the left side. There's a toolbar here, and download.png/.gif. And then here I can change the scale of my picture, right? I can change the scale of it. So, and you can see the scale changing right above this blue download GIF button. I want have it at 960 by 960 pixels. Relatively small, but it'll be good enough for Twitter or any other thing, right? So then I just hit save drawing. Actually, I don't want to hit save drawing. I want to go to download GIF, whatever you want to pronounce it as. And so it's doing its thing. All right, so that is one of the welcome back. Hi, Mama. that's one of the tools. The other tools that we got here, we're gonna run them down. We got our eyes, we got our ears, so we can hear each other and me. We got our hands. Hands are super crucial because we need them to click around, or if you are on your tablet, you'll need it to touch it, or however you're using it. Hands are gonna be good. Now you probably could do this without hands. I'm not sure how to do that right now, but that's another accessible utility that could come along in the future. We also got you're gonna need a tablet or a computer or your phone if you're gonna be trying this out. You can also get like gridded paper and color in the squares. I've seen a lot of that, and that's a pretty cool like technique for like thinking out your ideas. So did it do it? Oh, it's still downloading. It's a pretty cool tool. Cool tools. So we got our computer, we got our hands, eyes, we got our app, and we have this thing taking forever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna just mush. Sure. Okay. Well, you know what? While we wait on that, what we're gonna do is we are gonna look for some mushrooms to draw. Hopefully it doesn't take super long. I feel like I'm on AOL right now. Ugh. Lovely mushrooms. There's so many all over the world. Does anyone know how many mushrooms there are? Many mushroom species there are? Open question.
I don't. Do you, Newman?
No one knows. The world may never know.
They are find new ones all the time. Finding new ones all the time.
There's an Dr. Google says estimated 5 million species of fungi, but really we only know about 5 to 10% right now.
Right.
Wow. All right.
That's right.
That's a lot. That's a lot of mushrooms.
10% of 5 million?
What'd you say?
10% of a million is 100,000. Yeah. So there's like 50,000 to 100,000 mushrooms.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
That's a lot more than the 10 that are in the stores, on the best stores.
There's so many more. Look at these chubby ones. Okay. Can y'all see my screen? Can you see the mushrooms? Screen?
Sure can.
Okay, so we're gonna pick one here. Just someone. Okay. This is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna squiggle my mouse around, and then you guys, you'll stop, and then I'll stop, and that's the one we draw. Okay.
Okay.
5, 4. Oh wait, no, you guys got to tell me when to stop.
3, 2, 1, stop. That one.
This one.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Nice. There you go.
Fancy. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now, I want to. How do I do this? I can copy the link. Yep. And then, oh, did it save it? It's almost. Okay, this is called a. It doesn't even tell me. It just says, "Are mushrooms plants? What are they?" No, but this one's growing through some plants. I really like this orange like bit on the top. So, right now we're gonna do some warm ups. Oh my gosh, Pixel love you. Okay, so back on pixelart.com, I am gonna make a new drawing. This time, we're gonna do our several warm ups in. No. Let's go 64. right now. Yeah. Nope. 256 by 144. Now we're talking. Yeah. So it's like a banner size. Okay. All right. So. Okay. Can I add a reference image here? I feel like I can. Import photos. All right. So we are here. We just opened up a new file. So going over the tools again here in pixel art. So the top bar, if you can see it, let's. No. I don't want to do that. F11, please. There we go. Bar. So we got several different options that we can select up here. Also, to the left side of that, and to the left side of my screen, you have your toolbar, and we got all types of different tools over here. Lots of good tools to use to. Hey, no, I don't want you to do that. Lots of good tools to use for creating stuff. So let's just start with a simple tool. So I'll make that picture in here. Okay, let's just start with a simple. So gallery? No. That's not how you do that. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay. Where would it be? Okay. Well, either way, so let's start it up. Let's start with our circle tool. And I'm just going to draw a nice circle. Pretty big. With my black. I'm just going to click and drag there. I didn't play with any of the settings or nothing. I just made... Okay. Now, I'm going to draw another circle right next to that. And then lastly, I'm going to draw an oval. Just about right there. If you want to get extra credit, you can do an extra one right there, but I don't need that. I just hit undo to make that circle go away. So if you're using a keyboard, that's Control or Command Z. If you're on a Apple computer, I'm on a Windows right now. Don't judge me. I like my PC. Okay, so we got our 3 circles. Good stuff. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to use these as little frames. So, for our warm-up images. Okay. I'm going to find this. Oh, well, don't then, pixel art. Okay, so, starting off, let's go with 2 minutes. 2 minutes sounds fun. 2-minute warm-up. And I'm going to bring up that... Excuse me. I'm going to bring up that mushroom that I just saw here. Or that we just had on the screen. There we go. This mushroom. Y'all got 2 minutes. And technically a little bit more as I figure out my stopwatch. Timer. Boom. 1 minute. 2 minutes. And 0 seconds. Not a second over, not a second under. Well, maybe a second under. I don't know. But you're going to just draw this mushroom to the best of your ability. And you're going to have some fun with it. No need to worry. Uh-oh. Come back. There we go. You can do it, computer. You can do it. There we are. Boom. Can y'all see the mushrooms right now? Or is it just on... Oh, you know what? I know why. It won't do that. Boom. Okay. While that loads. Okay, yes. Bam. All right. So I'm going to draw this on my iPad, but y'all draw this on your screen, right? So you won't get to look at me what I'm making, but it'll be fun. All right. 256 by 144. Yep. Thank you, Jellyfish. Thank you, Discord friends. Thank you, Twitch streamer friends. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pixel mushroom.
They meant to be within a circle.
Just one circle right now. And what I like to do is I like to get a good looking at it. I like to look at what I'm drawing real quick. And then just start out big. I like the curve these have.
Not quite sure whether I'm doing this right, but I'm giving it a good go.
Okay, this circle intonation.
1 minute left.
I'm drawing mushrooms in the circle.
Ah. Alright, it's a little baby one. Nice orange top. Mm-hmm. 15 seconds. Okay, make it look pretty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, snap. All right, mice down, or whatever tool you're using. Bring it down. Okay, phone.
Oh man.
Yeah. So here's what I got. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, dang screen, it's blurring it up. But Discord, maybe you can see it. I got my lights on. It's a fun little mushroom. Okay, let's keep it going. Y'all are slightly warmed up. Let's do that again. I like that mushroom pick game. Let's scroll down. What lies below? Oh, snap. Okay. Now, pick another circle. Pick another one of those circles. And you may need to zoom in some. You can load. Oh, yeah, we already did those ones. Oh, come on. Did you call it Dr. Google? I love that.
That's right, Google.
And it is being slow. Too slow for my blood. All right, so let's keep moving. All right, I like drawing animals. Let's draw an animal. First thing that came to my head was a kangaroo, but I don't really want to draw a kangaroo right now. I do want to draw. Oh, maybe I'll draw a kangaroo with a mushroom in its pocket. No, that's too much. How about just a cat? I think cats are a good one. And if you don't like cats, maybe draw a dog. But we got 1 minute to draw a cat. Actually, 1:30 to draw a cat. Then we're gonna do one more warm up, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes, or the portobello and potatoes, if you will. Let's go 1:45. Boom, boom. Okay. So we're just gonna draw a cat. So, okay, before we even start here, just take your bucket tool or this paint fill tool thing here on the left side on your toolbar, and right next to the turkey baster type tool. Take that. That's going to fill in a section. So whatever circle you didn't just draw in, we're gonna pick a nice kind of light blue or light purple color for the background, and then we're just gonna fill one in. All right, so it could be this one over here, or it could be that one over there, like whatever. You got 3 circles. Pick your circumference. So okay, so next, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna zoom in a bit. That's too much zoom. Can I get slightly less zoom though? I guess not. That's fine. Oh, let me move this thing out the way. Okay. Still too much zoom, but it's gonna be all right. All right. So our time, we got our circle filled in. Next, what I want to do, I want to have y'all do, is pick up your line tool. We're gonna make this strictly out of lines, right? And so it's gonna be like line there, right? That's how we're gonna draw our cat or dog, right? So we're gonna just make it strictly out of lines. So as you can see, and oh, you see kind of something to this effect. Bam. So we start to have a face. He's a little grumpy. He's hungry. Feed him some soft food, please. Okay. That's the gist of it. Any questions? No questions? Great. So, you got... No, let's go 2 minutes and 15 seconds, just because it's slightly different. No, 2 minutes and 30, because I'm right here on the clock thing. Okay, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Let us... Animal! Should my cat have a hat? Maybe. It's gonna have a really long face. And like, it'll have a tuft to it. Those are my favorite words, tuft. Yep, okay, so there's that. Now I want these eyes to be angled. But I kind of like the grumpier cat look. Let's go with this. Let's just make some stuff. Make a nice little triangle. Okay, I'll throw a nose up in there. He is not having it. Oh, and you know what? He also needs whiskers. It's like a key cat component. Give him a little fur. 1 whisk, 2 whisk. I'm almost tempted to put an actual like whisking tool in here as one of their whiskers, but we're gonna keep it simple. Add some little nose dots. I don't know. I have no clue what those things are called. Whisker bits. Okay. Now, we got 30 seconds. Oh, a tail. Oh, I can do this tail in 15 seconds, no problem. Boom. Just make the parallel of this shape. Bam. And time. I got a little angry cat here. Now, if you, like me, used a very light color against this slightly light color, what you can do is, and this is a great way to explore this tool, back to our bucket tool. So what we're going to do is, right below the menu bar at the top here, there's a slider. I don't want to worry about the slider so much right now. I do want to turn my music down. But it says all similar colors. And so I'm going to click that little checkbox. A little blue check comes up, and then I'm good to go on that end. Then I'm going to go over to my color bar on the right side. And now, I didn't explain this at the beginning, so forgive me, but here we are now. So the right side has our navigation / preview window, so that'll show us what it looks like zoomed out, no matter how zoomed in we are to the image. And then below that, we got our layers menu, and this shows us the different layers and how the images are stacked within the application. And then below that is our layer toolbar, so that basically moves around the layers and deletes them, adds them, changes their properties. And finally, we have the color palette, and this is where all our colors live, right? So we can have, I don't know how many colors here. We can have a bunch. And if you scroll down with this scroll bar, it gives you all these different shades of these colors in a nice rainbow layout. So that's where we get our colors from. Now, with our bucket tool selected and with our all similar colors selected, I'm going to show a nice darker color. I really like this dark blue or this dark purple. Maybe this one over here on the long left. Select that. Then I'm going to go to my cat. Again, if it's light or whatever color, this is just good practice. I'm going to select the color that I want. I'm going to be right on top of it. And then bam, I can change all of the colors, all the pixels that are in that color, right? So that's very useful if you're painting something and you're like down the road and you're like, oh man, I need the hair color on all these different characters to be a green rather than red. This will help you do that rather quickly rather than going through each one and being like, oh man, okay, like, yeah, this is tedious. This is just a little bit simpler and a little bit more great. So I like to think of this as like Photoshop for pixel art, which is awesome. If anyone's ever used Photoshop, it's a great tool. It's super robust. It can do a lot. Very powerful. You can animate with it. You can do so much. They built that program. They built that program out for a long time. So it's cool to see where it's at now. I personally, along with others, believe it should be free. But hey, that's for another day. So I'm happy with this cat. Next, we're gonna do one more warm up, and this is how we're gonna do this. So, how much space do we have on here? And now it won't zoom me out. Excuse me. Okay. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna zoom in up in my navigation bar. But you can also, if you're on your keyboard, you can, in the mouse, you can push plus or minus as the hotkeys, and those will go in and out, respectively. So those are great if you're just like in the groove. And if you hit space, you can see the whole thing without the tools. Also cool. Just found that out. There's so much to this, and I'm just still learning. But let's keep moving. Let's keep warming up. Last thing I want y'all to do, we are going to, hello. Scroll wheel also zooms in on your mouse. We're going to create, I know, just a nice simple pattern. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be multiple colors. It can be a checkerboard pattern. It can just be like lines using the line tool here, right? So you do just lines like this. Maybe fill in this area with some red. Boom. Do that. Yep. Nope. But when I go to my bucket tool, I want to go take off all similar the checkbox for all similar colors. This way, I can just directly fill in stuff and everything else in. So a little more control there. Yeah, so that could be a pattern in and of itself, but maybe I want to do another one of those, right? So I'm just going to take my line tool, and then automatically, just by what multiples, we got stripes, and it's a pattern, right? So we could add one more, and Adidas would say cease and desist, Jamali. Oh, but you know what? It's different because this one has a line in it. This one has a quirk in it. It's not the real Adidas sign. Don't sue me. Ram, right? So we have a pattern. You could even do other stuff with that, right? And so now with our bucket tool, we have like a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so if I want to do just the pink here and the pink there, but maybe I'm not feeling that pink so much, I'll go to check my all similar colors box with my bucket tool, right? And then I can go to another color, say this nice lime green, and then, oh, you know what? That actually looks so much better, right? That's what I'm thinking, and that's how I'm using this tool. So I want you all to make a fun pattern. It can be circles, it can be shapes, it can be squiggles, it can be faces, it can be whatever you want. Think repetition. That's what we're going for here. So I'm going to clear all this out, and I'm going to make a new one. And this time I want it to be 2 colors. The last time we just did 1 color. The first time we did however many colors you had time for. And this time I want it to be strictly, actually 3 colors. 3 colors. So the base color of whatever your circle is, and then I want the other 2 colors to be 2 different colors. They can be lighter and darker. They can be close to each other. However you choose it and however you want to play it, that's on you. But we got 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, because I'm feeling the 2.5 minute vibe. We got 2.5 minutes to make an awesome pattern here in our final circle, and then we'll get to animating our awesome mushroom. All right, now, so 5, 4. Wait, does anyone have any questions? No questions? No man left behind. All right, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're pattern. Take it on down to Pattern Town. All right, I'm gonna use, how about like blue? I'm gonna make some circles. Okay. I want some like long circles. Oh, that's a funky one. Okay, that'll do. Come on. Come down, man. Oh, yeah, that's a perfect circle. This song sounds like something a perfect circle would play. Okay. I got some circles, and I got a minute left. I think I'm gonna jazz it up a little bit. Actually, you know what? Yes, totally gonna jazz it up. All right, that's 1 color. Now I'm gonna go with this nice spicy purple. Make some lines. And you know, sometimes simplicity is the best. Now, I need to make sure I get this color. Now, if I want to make sure I get the same perfect color, I'm going to go to that turkey baster, and I'm going to pick the color that I need. Now I know it's not a different color. Okay, back to my bucket tool. 27 seconds. Oh, snap, bro. Got to remember to turn off that all similar colors when I don't need it. Bam. All right, Clickmeister Jam. Yes. This feels like those old cups from the 90s. Okay. 5 seconds. Sheesh. Ah. All right. Okay, take a few seconds to finish it up, because these were getting good. Okay. I don't want that space colored. Whoops. All right, that'll do. There we go. So, hush music. Jeez. Okay, so fun. We got some good stuff going on here. I like my cat. I like this I like this different kind of floral shape. Definitely feels good. I'm going to draw a little mushroom up here. Oh, not like that. I hope y'all have some really cool stuff. And made some good patterns there because I like that exercise. How do y'all feel about that?
Feeling good. Are we posting our warm-up pics in the art channel?
Sure, you can post them there. You can post them at the end of class. I'm just gonna keep trucking along here, and get you on to the main juiciness of it. So, nice. We're warmed up. We're good. Welcome, new friends. Thank you for joining us. It's a good day. So, we just did our warm ups. We made some mushrooms. We picked some random mushrooms. We made a cat or a dog. No discrimination there on your pets. And we made a fun little pattern using 2 colors. And we made that cat using 1 color, but we also played with the bucket tool to figure out how the colors work and stuff. So that's pretty neat. And then the first thing we did was we made some mushrooms from our cool mushroom image. Now, I don't know where that first drawing went, but it's not important right now. What is important is that we're going to create a simple animation. Now, for this animation, it's not going to be hard. It's just more a matter of like, let me start here. So with animation, we are giving the illusion of movement, right? So we want like this kind of vibe, but because it's a 2D space and there's a lot of factors that go into it, such as optics. It's only limited to so much that it can do. So we have to imitate what we can do or what a person would be doing, right? So it's to animate is to illustrate the movement and to imitate that, right? So with that, there's some principles that go along with that. There's a great book about it. I believe it's called The 12 Principles of Animation. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna find the exact book for y'all. But basically, this animator, he breaks down some of the principles of animation. Basically, movement, squash and stretch, timing. I'll also share a YouTube video about this. But just in short, what we're doing is we want to get the feel of like of movement, but we want it to be natural, right? We want it to feel like it's something that we would see our partner do or we'd see someone down the street do, right? We want to feel like that running is like natural and like fluid and like there's actually muscles in there, rather than it just being kind of like this choppy vision where your brain's not sure what's going on and you have to piece much more together, right? So that's just a little about animation. Now, when it comes to pixel art animation, it's a little more forgiving at times, depending on the work that you're trying to do. Now, if we think about something like Super Mario or Yoshi or a lot of the Atari games and stuff, they had a lot more limitations in the processing power of their computers, so they weren't able to just pump out like the crazy fluid animations because they also didn't have all the colors as well. But because of the computational limitations, their animations and the movement from their animations were a lot more static, if you will, right? So it was a lot more like robot. And when Mario jumped, it was like jump, and it was kind of like a freeze frame, and that's fun. For a superhero, but when we think about movement, when someone jumps, like there's a whole like range of motion that happens there from the time that they go up to the time that they go down. So with that, you can skip some spaces as far as like you can skip a few steps when it comes to animating during pixel art, and especially when it comes to games, because our brain just is like, oh, I get this. This is like a representation of someone moving kind of goofily across the screen or across a space. So that's just another thing about animation in regards to pixel art. So let us save this drawing. We're just gonna do a PNG here. I'm just on Instagram size. Yeah, that's good. That's about 1,000 pixels. And how I got here was the top right, save drawing, purple star, blue button. I went down to download png.gif, and then I choose my size on the slider. This is 4 times the size of the original. And then click save drawing. Oh wait, no, I keep clicking that. It just looks like the right button. It's not the button I want. Download.png. And voila, love that download noise. I think it comes with my Windows PC. Sweet. Okay. I got my, now let's go to, I'm feeling 64 by 64 right now. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to start up, let's go with my gut. 64 by 64 size canvas. And I just went to file and then new to make that new canvas. And if you don't want to, oh snap, I should have screenshotted. Okay. Gotta remember to screenshot. Okay, so animation. So now we're gonna keep on with this like fun mushroom character idea. Because we're in the Mushroom Mob Discord, and it's just a character to, what's the word? Not anatomize, personalize. I'll think of it. Oh, I really like Mr. Mushroom. Okay, but we're gonna leave that to. Oh, look at that purple one. Okay. Just nerding out on mushrooms. It's all good, y'all. It's all good. This is the life of a flower child. Or would I be an indigo child? I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna do the stop game again. Oh yeah, it's more loaded. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Give me a whole nother page. Bing. Yeah. Got a whole new selection. Okay, so I'm gonna swing my mouse around, and y'all let me know when to stop, and then that's the one that we'll start on. And now if it lands on one of these like red or white ones, then I guess I'll do that one. But I feel like we did that one last time, so yeah. So y'all ready?
Ready.
Okay. Let's go. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which mushrooms are gonna be? Which ones are gonna? They'll tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Oh, it's this one. I like the cap here. Oh man, that's really pretty. Okay, let's get it in my mind's eye. Let's actually take a screenshot and save directly. Boom. Okay, so now if you wanted to open up a picture in here as to use it as a reference, you just go to open photo. Now, where do I need to be? Oh, you can't. Basically, it'll pull up a place where you can figure out which image you want. And then I want this one. And oh, yeah, that's fine. Whoa, bro, what happened? Okay. That's a no. Did it freeze on me? Shouldn't have. Okay, we're just gonna reload this bad boy. It's gonna be all good. Computer's doing a lot here. So that was fun. Yeah, so just bam, there it is. Now she wants to load. Stop. Okay. No, cancel. Totally reload. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this out how I did the last time. And I'm gonna there's multiple ways to animate things. Now, there is the 1-to-1. So that would be I draw an image, I draw a happy little Jamali face, and then the next step I would do is I would turn the opacity of that image down and make a new layer. And then I would draw the slightly different angle of my Happy Jamali smile, and then so on and so forth. New layer, new lower opacity, right? And so that new lower opacity is called onion skinning. Not like the actual food, but it's like, or actually it is like the actual food, where you can kind of see through onion skin. I wouldn't suggest putting it near or on your eyes, but you can. It has that translucent factor to it. So. Oh, yes, I would like to continue my drawing. Excuse me. So, onion skinning is a way you can see your previous drawing when you're doing one-to-one animation. It's called one-to-one because you go from one frame to the next frame. And when you're animating, things go in frames, right? So, most animations are around... Actually, I'm not even going to quote that. I'm not even going to drop that number because I don't know the exact specifics. But... just know that 1-to-1 frame is one frame, then I draw the next frame, and then I draw the next frame, and then I draw the next frame. Now, the next way... Okay, cool. It's loaded. Open. The next way to draw and to keyframes. Keyframes are cool because they let you... They let you see the important activities in the animation, and then you draw the steps in between them, right? So imagine if I'm like waving like this, you know what I'm saying? Like rather than drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, what I do is I draw the first hand, and then I draw like this middle hand, and then I draw the final like part of the wave, and from there I have my 3 keyframes, right? And then those keyframes are used as a reference to get these kind of in between frames. So like from here to here, there's going to be like 2 or 3 drawings of my hand going here or here. Now, when you have keyframes, and another thing for animation is there's smear frames. Now, smear frames are when you have like it's the illusion of things going fast, right? So like you see how my hand's doing this, and like you can't really see what's clear there, as opposed to when it's going slow. Like if I'm animating my hand going here or just any type of action, a smear frame gives it that illusion that it's like that, or that like it's moving so fast you can't even really see what's going on there, and you can't see the details. It's just a quick blur. So a cool tool to use when you are animating. So there are more ways to animate, but those are the 2 that I want you to know right now. YouTube University has taught me a lot about animation, and I learned some in school, but there's so much more to know. And you can just kind of watch some of your favorite cartoons or some of your favorite shows to get an understanding of what is what's how they're thinking about it. A lot of behind the scenes stuff is good. Okay, now you can do it. Okay, so it's being silly at the moment. You can do it. Okay. Anybody got questions about that? About keyframes, 1-to-ones, animation principles? Good. Okay, so what I'm not gonna do is worry about what that mushroom looks like, but I am gonna draw it anyways because I really like it, and I stared at it long enough so that I think I know what it looks like. Basically, it's a tube, and then it's got like this really fun kind of skirt ruffle situation going on, and then yeah, the top is like a concave type of situation. It's more like a hole. So let us start. I'm gonna take another nice deep breath here. Let's do it. So before we can animate anything, we have to have something to animate. So the theme from last class was wiggly arms. Now I'm really keen to that because it's great. I even kind of like did my own example and documented it to understand how wiggly arms can be. But we can't have nothing wiggle without something to start with. So let's try out a little fun kind of when you're using Adobe or another program like that, where the images, no matter how you scale them, they are always the same resolution, so they don't lose that quality or get really blurry on you. But what you can do with those images are really cool. You can cut shapes in and out of them, make different paths and fill shapes. So we're going to kind of use that methodology to build our mushroom here. So, scoop this right on over here, right on top of my viewers. Bam. Move that out the way. Whew, thank goodness for two screens, y'all. All right. So I got my mushroom image pulled up over here, and y'all can't see it right now, but that's okay. I'm just gonna draw it, and it'll be fine. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my circle shape here. Now I'm looking at it, and at the top of it, it's got a. So you can follow along with me, but I'm just doing this for reference. It looks like kind of square oval. Then there's this. I'm just gonna do this rough, y'all. So then there's like another circle that comes on top of this one. It's kind of like that, and then the bottom is no, it's not that shape. It's a tube shape, so it's more of a cylinder, wider, and then kind of zooms in, and then it widens out again, and then goes into the dirt. All right, so that's the kind of basic shape of what we're going for. So, this is extra basic, and I like to keep it fun. So I'm gonna, and actually the last part is there is this kind of like hole in the middle, and so it's got these like lines that dig into it, and then this kind of base area that's right on top of where actually just the top of the mushroom siding, if you will. All right. Bam. So I just use my eraser tool to get some of these extra lines out the way. All right, now I like this shape. I like where it's at. Let's make it a little more our own, and let's make it a little more funky. So on the right side, we're gonna go to add layer. Now this is below our preview screen, and right below our layers here where it says background, and right below that 100% slider, on the left side it says add layer. So I'm gonna click on add layer. Now it'll pop up a whole new layer above my background. That's totally fine. What I want to do right now is let's just fill this in with a nice kind of neutral tone background color. So on the right side in my color palette, I'm going to go and pick one of these like, So on the left side, there's these two tones right above these darker ones. And so I choose either one of those. This seafoam looks good. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to grab my bucket tool to fill in the colors. A paint bucket tool, and then I'm gonna just click and then fill this in. Now it should have covered everything on my screen, and that's what I want right now because this is gonna be the background. So I'm gonna go over to my layers zone, and then I'm gonna click the two arrows. There's two arrows. There's one that's up. There's one that's down. Like elevator, we're going down to the bottom floor. Now that layer one is on the background layer technically, so we can change the name of this one by double clicking it or tapping the background layer name in the layers menu, and then we'll just name it base. Right, that makes sense. Now we experimented with this a little bit last time, but we can also lock and unlock our layers, and we can also what's the word here? We can also add outline, and we can change if they're visible or not. So the circle enables it and disables it. So there, if I click the circle, it's unhighlighted and my background's gone. And then if I click it again, the circle's highlighted and my background is there. I can do the same thing for the layer above that, right? So that's super cool. Now I can also lock it, and if I wanted to draw on it, take my pencil tool, it's going to give me a little pop-up that says could not use pencil tool because layer is locked. All right, pixel art, thank you for telling me that I did that. Now that's good. Sometimes you got to make sure, just like with your bucket tool, that all the settings are correct. So I'm gonna leave it locked right now. Then I'm gonna click on my base layer. With my base layer selected, that 100% slider, I'm gonna grab the little ball at the end of it, and then I'm gonna bring that down. I'm gonna drag it to the left until it's about, I feel like 30 is a solid number, but you just want to be able to see it, and you don't want it to be too dark because we're gonna draw on a layer on top of this, right? All right. So let us get to drawing. So with my black selected, I'm going to grab my circle tool. So the nice circle here over on the toolbar on the left side, or C if you want to hit the button. Boom, C. And with that selected, I'm going to start to make the top of my mushroom. And because I'm animating this, I want to do this on multiple layers. Now, I'm gonna switch that around. No. We need the top because that's gonna take the longest right now. The base will take us no time, but the top is for sure what we're starting with. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna show y'all real quick. The top of this mushroom, it's not a perfect circle. I'm on the wrong one. So before I get to doing that, I want to add a new layer. Again, right below that 100% slider on the left side, a new layer with the plus button on top of my base layer, and then I just want to make sure that that's selected, and then I'm going to make sure my black is selected, and then I got my pencil tool. Now, as I was saying, I don't want my mushroom to be a straight curve like this. Like that. When I look at this mushroom, it's kind of got some waviness to it, so it's more like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, right? And that looks cool. I like that. It's neat. It's organic. It feels like it came from the earth. But I don't really want that. What I want to do is show y'all how I would do it in Illustrator. So what I would do is I would take my circle tool, and then I would just draw a nice big circle. And it's going to be an oval, actually. And so I'm going to draw it right over that kind of the guide area that I made. Boom. So there's that. Now what I'm going to do, what are you going to do, Jamal? You're going to make some more circles, but I'm going to come from the inside of my main circle here, and I'm going to actually turn this base layer down just a scunch because I don't need to see it like that. I got my circles. Now I'm going to take this circle and I'm going to kind of warp out this main circle that I have, right? So now it's perfectly rounded. It's not like that weird organic hand-drawn mess. It's a real circle, right? And so at this point, you should have like a kind of interesting lump of round shapes. And so again, I'm starting from the inside here. And you want it to almost feel like clouds, right? So you're looking at the outside shape, all this middle here in a moment. So don't you worry about that. And then I'm going to draw one more right over here, right on top of my guy. That looks good. Boom. Nice and lumpy. Okay. Now from here, this is what you do. You take your eraser tool. Actually, no. Let's play with some other tools here. Let's go with our select tool. So with my select tool, I'm going to go to my lasso. Actually, nah. I'm going to go to my my lasso. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these shapes out of this main shape, and it's going to give us a whole bigger shape, right? It may or may not make sense right now, but that's what's going to happen. You'll see here shortly. So I got my lasso tool, and I'm going to just start here on the inside, and I'm going to grab all the big stuff first. I'm going to drag right underneath it, and then I'm going to drag over these pixels that are just on the inside of the border, right? So I'll all this like overlapping stuff, I don't want it. I only want that outside edge. And there I selected the wrong pixel, but it's okay. It's only one. I can just come back in later with my pencil. Bam. So now, if you've done that right, you should have a square that's gray and that is selected all of your pixels that you want. Now, if I hit delete, that just gets rid of all of it. And look at that wonderful, wonderful organic line. Who would have thought it was made up of random circles? Now, if you have parts in it that are kind of, as they say, wonky, you can get rid of these extra bits, right? And so like here in this kind of top right area, I don't really want this to be super dark right now, so maybe I can just kind of play around. I like that. I like this more like straight situation right here. Now, next what we're going to do is we are going to create the kind of lip for the front frills of our mushroom. So back to our lasso tool. More of that fun Illustrator style editing. So I'm selecting the bottom half here. So I'm gonna go all the way down and around, just about like halfway. And then I'm gonna go across and close that off. Now, if you did that right, you should have a square, a nice light gray square covering over the bottom half of that mushroom cap. Awesome. Now what I want to do. Now if you're on your computer, there's a little sidebar. There's one that is an A. I'm not going to click that right now. There's another one that's 2 papers. That's the copy. There's another one that has like a clipboard. That's paste. And then there's scissors for cut. I want to copy this. Bam. Now, how do I paste this bad boy? I'll go to File. I know there's a way. So I know where it's at. It's on the tools layer. So if I go to tools on the right side, so where the preview thing is, the preview screen, where that's at, if you go to the left of that, there's some tabs, and one says layer, one says options, one says tool, one says colors. I click the one that says tool. Now at the top of that, it says tool options. Now right in the middle, on the bottom below that, it has a highlighted clipboard thing, which we just discovered means paste. So I'm going to click that button, and then it'll pop up that same thing that we just had. Now I can move this anywhere. I can move it up, I can move it down, I can move it diagonally. That's about it, but it's dang near anywhere. So what you can do is, now, if you like this shape and you like it kind of up here on your mushroom, that's great. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you just want to turn it around. So if you go back over here to the right side where you got tool options, you can flip it right where it says transform. You can flip it, rotate it, and then flip it or dip it again. So you could flip it vertically, and that changes it from left to right. Flip it back. I can flip it horizontally. Boom. Now I kind of like this. Now, is this what I want? No, I'm going to flip it back. But that's what we can do. We can also squish and stretch this as we need it. All right. So we can drag the little corner circles, and those will take us in a whole world of adventure. So what I want to do right now is I've got a good grasp on that. I'm just going to drag this up here somewhere like just right where half of it meets. Bam. Now these are on the same layer, just so you know that. I could have pasted this onto a different layer, but no need right now. We're still just kind of building this. So I've got my top looking good. I got my bottom also looking good. Now what I want to do is, you guessed it, just get rid of this overlap stuff. So nice and simple, using my eraser. Or if you're feeling fancy and you're feeling all Photoshoppy or whatever and selecty, you can take that lasso tool, select what you don't want, have it selected, bam, now you can delete that, right? So it works the same way. So it's another thing with like that control. All right, cool. Now we got that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at this. Looks good. So let us let's just give it some of these kind of like dips into the middle. Yeah, so I'm gonna start like just around this middle area, and I'm gonna go just nice down. Now, yeah, that looks fine. That looks perfectly fine. So I want them to be more diagonal than not. How's 2? 3. That's fine. Actually, let's move some stuff around. And you have total creative control here to make this your own piece. Bam. Now we're working pretty small, so like with pixel art, every pixel counts, and if one's off, then you're gonna notice it. It's like it's kind of distracting to your eyes. Excuse me. All right. How are we doing? We've been at this for an hour. Let us get this other base down, then we'll take a nice quick break. All right. So we got our top of our mushroom. Pretty happy with it. Now, here's the thing that us pros in the business do. We we like to remember I just said that you can switch how you view stuff. It's a great tool because now okay, bam, here we go. What? Okay, bam. So if I go up to my layer tool, layer menu at the top here on the menu bar, it's right between select and settings. If I go there and then I go to flip vertical, I can look at my mushroom top in the reverse fashion, and I can see if anything's wrong. Like over here on this left side, there's like too many blocks there. So what I want to do is just get rid of one. That looks fine. So now it doesn't feel like super clustered right there. This feels a little tight, but I think it'll be okay. But actually, no, it won't. It will not. There. Still not really feeling that. There it is. So yeah, now I can just flip it back. Is that right? Yeah. Flip it back and we're good to go. So next, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna use some of our what we used in our what's the thing called? Our warm up. We're gonna click on that line tool or the L button. The L. L as in llama. There's 2 L's in llama, by the way. So, and we're gonna create the stem of our mushroom. Now, because actually, hold up. What we need to do is we need to give space for this to have wiggling arms and to have possibly even feet. So I'm gonna click my move tool. Hold up, why do I have so many layers? Oh, okay. I need that one. So clicking my move tool, make sure I got my top layer, layer 2 selected. I'm just gonna scoop this up a little bit. So maybe like 4 or 5 pixels, but I want room at the bottom here so I can just kind of have a little more fun. I may put a face up in here. I may put it down here in the stem. We'll see. I may give it a mask. Who knows? But that looks good. Now, back to our line tool. Mushroom stems are like this. They're kind of like goblet shaped, right? So what we're going to do is starting off around the center of our mushroom, not like dead center, but just almost shoulder width center, if you will. I'm going to take my line tool. I'm going to go down just over a little bit, maybe 1, 2, 3 pixels, and then I'm going to swoop it back over here. Right? And so with this line tool, you can kind of just get a feel of how far you want it to go. Swoop it up a little bit. And by swoop, I mean just like drag the line up that way. That's a technical term, to swoop something artistically. Also, another pro art tip, using sound effects. It's not as easy as in like drawing on paper. You can be like you know what I mean? That type of deal. But it helps you feel the image. And that's what we're here for. We're here to express emotion. Okay, this is looking good. And maybe, you know what? Maybe I cut this off and he just has like grass for feet. Yeah, I like that. So what I'm going to do is just kind of use my lines here. Or what if it's like a grass skirt? Even better. So now at this point, because I decided that, I'm just going to scoot it up just another pixel or two, just so I can fit in some like funky feet. All right, so now over here on this right side, as you can see, it's a nice curve. It's a pretty good curve here. But I want to like kind of angle this down just a little bit more. And then I want to add a few more like, actually, you know what? I'm going to have this grass skirt go up a little bit higher. Because if this line is where the feet start, there's no question. Now, do I want funky feet? Yep. Again, easy answer. The funkier, the better. Now, just using these straight lines to just think, grass is not like all one way. You know, it's not just like grass is all over the place. This way, ants in it, and stuff, there's weeds. It's literally all over the place. So you can't really capture the essence of that in a skirt. At this scale, did I freeze it? Oh God. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. But okay, so I'm gonna select all this stuff. It's selected because it's in a gray box. Now I'm gonna go to my eraser tool and I'm gonna get rid of some of these lines I don't need. Now, feet are not really. I don't like how close they are. Not one bit. Okay, let's widen it out a little bit. There we go. So now they're equidistant. Yeah. All right. Okay, final part. We're gonna add some eyes to it. I kind of want it to be a Cyclops, but I'm gonna push past that urge and think of another cool idea. I thought glasses, monocle, bam. Okay, so let's go for a You know what? This is the perfect time. This is the perfect time for a new layer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look this over. We're gonna flip it real quick. We're gonna flip it horizontally. Go up to the layer menu. Oh, that is not how you flip. It's not the flip we wanted. Okay, we're gonna flip it vertically. Yeah, there it is. Now I'm gonna just up a little bit. Some of these grass bits to make a little more sense. And you can kind of see up here in my preview menu, you can even turn off the base layer because we're pretty good on that now. You can see up here in the preview screen what's going on. And it's looking pretty good right now. So I'm just going to gently and carefully trim this skirt. And I think half of the fun with like creating characters and creating pixel art especially is like giving them fashion and giving them a story and giving them behind their existence. Okay. This one needs to go. And you start, and the more as you start to work with pixels, you start to see like, okay, there's too many here. This area is too cluttered. This needs to be like shaved down some, and it almost becomes like gardening. It almost becomes like sculpting too. Okay. So, and then so that looks pretty good. I could even flip it this way to see if anything's extra wrong. No, I like that. I'm not sold on this square section over here, but I'm just gonna keep it moving for y'all. So I flipped it horizontally. Yep, and then did I flip it vertically? Yeah, I'm sure I did. Okay. I also feel like certain things could be different, but that's fine. Now, real quick, before we take a nice little break, maybe a $5. What am I doing? Yeah, so I'm gonna go over to my layer zone. add a layer on top of my new layer. This one's called layer 3. This is where I'm going to add my eyes. So I'm going to go to my square tool. Actually, nah, I'm going to go to a circle tool. Circle tool. I'm just going to draw one eye. Nah, I'm not going to do that. We're going to go all white, cartoon style eyes right now. And we'll add some eyelids too. So I'm going to make sure I have my white color selected. I'm going to go to my circle shape tool. And then up at the top. Wait. Why? It doesn't matter. Okay, so it should be a way for it to like autofill, but you know what? That's not playing fair right now. So it's okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to draw some circles. Give them some eyes. 1, 2. It's fun to watch it come to life. Then, you guessed it, take that bucket tool, and I'm just going to fill in everything there. Now, because it's on its own layer, you don't have to worry about filling in both the sections there. It's just going to fill in everything that's there. Now, everything inside the circle, that is. Then I'm going to take my black and give it a nice eyeball. I feel like these are not aligned, but it says they are. You can even make them bigger eyeballs. Yeah. Okay. And then we're just gonna go with red here. I'm gonna go with my square tool now. I got my red color square tool. Now you can add as much excitement as you want. 1 line. Just dealing with the day. 2 lines. Hey, what's up? 3 lines. Yo, hey, I'm talking to you. 4 lines. What? Hey. 5 lines, 6 lines. Oh my god. Right? So that's the idea. But I'm gonna keep it. I like mine to be kind of like melodramatic right now. It's like, So I got one nice little square box there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a darker red. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. There's an already darker red selected over here on the color palette, just next to the reds, or I can go on my left side, and now these 2 color squares, there's a red one and a white one right now. I'm going to click the top one or the left side one. It's going to bring me up a color box. We're going to call it a color box because inside of this color box, you get your different hues, and so saturation is more red. Less saturation is white, less color in it. The hues is lighter hues are more white, and darker hues are darker tints and shades. Tints are going to be on the dark side. So tints are light, shades are dark, saturated colors are very like bright and contrasty, and then non-saturated colors are very kind of dull in that way. So I'm going to go now. If this bright red is selected, I'm going to just drag it down here close to the bottom right quadrant, and then I'm going to nope, I don't want that. I want to do the top part of the mouth. Bam. So that whatever top half you want. Now you can add some fun here. You can click a few squares and give it more or less tongue. I kind of like this mid-speech kind of yelling situation. And yeah, and I mean, here's another mouth for you. We got now maybe you say, okay, I'll fill this in, and then but I want to take away some corners. Let's take away this, take away that, and then maybe you want to add teeth. You know, you can click this little diagonal button to switch your primary colors and your secondary color. Oh, it's on the it's not on the right thing. So bam. So there's that. Just select this thing. Oh, come here, man. No. You could even like do a tongue sticking out. You know, just have like a dark red. This nice little beep type of situation. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna take 5. Y'all take 5. Stretch your hands. Get a nice little eye stretch. Rotate or something. You can stay here, play around. I will be back shortly. And yeah, thank you. I don't know if I can. Oh, jeez. I'm not even gonna risk it. Fun. Okay, let's take some screenshots.
Looking good.
Oh yeah. Good to hear. Good to hear. Next, we're gonna add some arms. Add some color.
I really love watching it come together. It is, it's like how the mushroom is made, how the sausage is made. Goes into it. Yeah.
How the mushroom is made. Deep in the soil, nutrients gather together. Across the internet. Oh, this is fun. All right. Who asked in that message? I don't know. New layer. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone confused? Need help? Everyone's good? Nice. I like to hear that. There's no such thing as a dumb question either. All right. So okay. Wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Now, I'm just gonna examine my image here. Oh. Huh? What happened? Okay, there we go. Voila. Okay. Let's minimize this. Yeah. What are they doing? There's always like people like shooting outside my house. It's so random. It's like 2 streets over, but it's like every night they're shooting off some type of gun. So I'm wondering, like, are they I wonder if they're like a gunsmith or if they're just shooting.
Hopefully it's the first one.
I hope so too. I hope so too, because it's pretty residential around here, and I don't know where you'd have like space for a shooting range. Alrighty, so I think I've got snacks, and I hope y'all do too. Got some water, got some stretching. Went to the bathroom, handled your business. So we are back in it. We're making our mushroom. We are almost done with the main part of it, which is the coloring part, or the building of our mushroom character. So we have 3 layers. One of those is invisible right now. That's our base layer, right? That's what we use to guide ourselves. We can get rid of that if we want, and I actually will, because I don't want to see its face. No! I got rid of the wrong layer. Make sure that it's selected. Then you can get rid of it. Cool. So, also, we got our eyes layer. Click that on and off. And then that also includes our mouth. So that's just a full-on face. And we got our body layer. So this could be an animation in and of itself. Spooky mushroom. Just popping out of the... Just change some colors around it. Spooky. And then we got, finally, our background layer. Very fun. So let's have a little fun before we get back into this. Let's loosen back up, and then we'll tighten back in here with our mushroom. So we're gonna create a background for our mushroom. This color in the back is just a placeholder for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go select my bottommost layer. It should be locked, and that's what I want. Next, I'm gonna add a new layer. On top of that. It's going to be named layer 3, but what I'm going to do is, real quick, is I'm going to double click it and just change the name, or double tap it, however you can access that, and change the layer name to, what is this going to be called? BG. Boom. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my brush tool. Now, we haven't really played with this tool, but it's a fun tool. I'm going to go to my brush tool. Up below the menu buttons, it's going to have a thing that says brush and a little picture. Now, if you click that, it's going to bring up some brushes. Now, these brushes don't act like a single pixel where they fill in one at a time. They fill in a bunch of pixels at a time, as if you're using a paintbrush or some other type of tool, maybe a vector tool, whatever. It fills in like that. So you can pick whichever tickles your fancy. I kind of like this scratchy one. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable my face and my mushroom body. Now, I don't think I can make groups in this app, but that's okay. Let's keep it simple. Now, with this, I'm gonna pick a nice color that's let's start off with a dark color. So I got this brown here, but I'm gonna make it even darker and browner. So I got that, a nice deep brown, and the colors are on the screen. So I got that selected. I'm gonna click back out here. Another few things with that is you can have the track on which trail brush with each stroke. Do I want that? Yeah, we'll keep it on. It's the spacing between each mark. Keep that at 0. Alpha, that's how transparent it is. It's not the amount of knowledge you know about NFTs. It's so we're gonna keep that at 1. And then the brush size, pretty self-evident. I'm gonna drag that down to about like, I want it bigger. 26 should be good for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create some here. It might be kind of slow loading for y'all, but it doesn't matter for me. Slow loading for y'all to see it. That is. So that filled in. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just looking at the background image for this this mushroom here that I had. I got that. Now I'm gonna go back to a lighter brown, slightly lighter. I'm just gonna fill in some of these spots that I didn't get before. Maybe I'll change the size of my brush down to something smaller. I'm just kind of clicking around. Right. There's that. Now maybe I'll change my brush up. I'll go to this funky X thing. And then I'm gonna go to I'm still feeling neutral. So I'm gonna go to like a mossy green, almost bluish color, right? You can kind of see the colors here on the screen. It's RGB if you wanna. I wonder if I can zoom in. I'll play with that later. So now I got this. Oh, that's really bright against this. So if you click once, it'll give you kind of a stamp. And so maybe you want to play around with that. I kind of like this. Makes me think of a fence. So there's kind of a blob down here. Let's add a blob up there just for balance. Next, I got that color. Next, I want to get like a nice, really actually moss color. So a nice deeper green. Maybe I'll turn up my brush size, but turn down the alpha. So the alpha is at 0.5 right now. And my brush size is 37, maybe 40 something, right? So when I make these marks, it covers a lot more space, but it's still the same green. And then, how do I feel about this? Oh, yes, this is what I want. So now, we have a kind of funky mess of colors here. What we can do, I'm gonna show y'all. We can alter this. Now, if we turn back on our other layers, we can see what's going on. Now it's relatively dark in the background. We want it slightly lighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure my BG layer is selected. Next, I'm gonna go down to layer. Then, now on the layers tab right there, it has blend mode, which is set at normal, clipping mask, an awesome tool we're not going to get into right now. Filters, transform, outline, fill, and invert. We're going to click on filters. It's going to give us a little pop-up screen. And in that pop-up screen, it will show you all these different sliders and all types of stuff. You can add a shadow to it. So many good things. But what I want to do is I want to play around with the hue of it. So this, when I drag this slider from left to right, you can see that it changes the colors. Now, I'm a purple man right this time of year. So I'm going to go lean towards this purple. It feels really good. It's got a nice like mix of like kind of cool colors and warmer colors in this green. I like it. Now, you can even play with it further. You can turn up the grayscale so that it's all black and white. That's kind of cool. That's like see, now our mushroom's getting really spooky. Didn't really want that, but it's possible. Turn up the contrast, or you can turn down the contrast, right? So again, more saturated or not. Drag it back to the middle. Turn up the brightness or turn down the brightness. I kind of want it at 155 brightness. I can always come back and turn it down later. Now, you can even blur it out. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, that's actually really cool. You can just blur it to infinity. 17 pixels worth of blur. That's a lot. Maybe I'll do like one of these soft blurs. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. It's like we're like really close up on our mushroom. That's actually really cool. So somewhere between 2 and 3 pixels is good for that. I like that. Cool. So now, go back to my pencil tool. Go back up to my preview tab over here on my right side. And then from here, I'm going to go... what am I doing? Oh, yeah. We're adding some... We're going to add colors. No. I know what we're going to do. We got to add these frills on the top, and then we can add colors. Okay, so taking my black, taking my line tool, what I'm going to do is... Actually, no. First off, grabbing my circle tool with my black. It shouldn't be nothing special, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to click ratio up at the top, right under the menu bar, and I'm going to click center. Is that what I want? No, it's not what I want because I'm on the wrong layer. The layer I want to be on is my layer 2 layer. That's where I'm at right now. Right below where the eyes are. So my main body, okay, so I don't want the center button clicked. And it's still right there. Okay. Not going to do that. Can I lock this already? Jeez. Alright. Yeah. Nah, you know what? We're going to skip all that. Let's just do it simply. So, I'm going to take my line tool. I'm just going to create some nice curved lines here. So, I just kind of go in and then out. Yep. So, and then at one point, it's just a straight line. And then the line direction switches. Right, so it goes the other way. It goes to the right instead of to the left. And so I just drag it out and up, straight down, back and in. And this will give us that lovely frill we know and love. Bam. So again, other side, up and out, straight down, back and in. Up and out, straight down, back and in. Did we just make a pattern? Yes, we did. Sure did. And that's what we want. We want it to be organic. We want it to feel good. I feel like something's wrong down here, but it's okay. Bam. There we go. We just needed a few extra pixels. I might have to bring this whole head down on plan. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, bam. There's that. Now, finish these last few bits. Yes?
I think the stream on Twitch stopped.
Oh. Yes. Oh my goodness. Where'd it go? There it is. Whew, thank you. Good catch. Sorry, Twitch friends. Okay. So sorry about that, y'all. Okay. Now, if anyone did not see that, I'm gonna hope my undo gets me... Oh, no, come back. Hope my undo gets me good. Okay, bam. Oh, okay. So what I did was I took my straight line, and this one might need to be straight too. I took my straight line with my black color, and I just made these concentric lines. So I went out a little bit, down straight, then came back towards the origin of it, right? So let's see here. Bam. So I went out, down, straight. Now, as you get closer to the corner, you're going to have to kind of mitigate some lines and stuff. Maybe add a dark end in there. Ooh, that's trippy. All right. Let's turn off this background for a second. It's kind of throwing me. All right. Now, we got that. Let us see. Okay. Let's give it some color. We got our frills. We got our hole. We got our eyes. I'm going to get rid of these extra mouths over here. And then we can just give it some color. Now, for coloring this, we're going to go with the normal colors that it is, which is kind of like this light. It's like a light gray brown. So you can find one that fits you. I'm choosing this one pretty far down the color palette scroll, right above the like dark browns. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm on. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the layer 2, right? So how do I do that? I go right over to my layer zone, make sure that layer 2 is selected. I'm going to go right below that, past the 100% slider, right below the move layer up is 2 papers, and that's duplicate. When I click that, it's going to create an exact duplicate of the current layer I have selected. Great. Now this is good because I can play around on this new layer, and if anything goes awry, then I always have that initial layer to come back to. So just to make double sure, I'm just going to click the little lock, the latch thing on my original layer 2, not layer 2 copy. I'm going to make that disabled, and then I'm just going to make sure that I'm on the correct one, and I'm going to name it color. Now, good thing about this app and about a lot of modern drawing apps is that you can stay organized and you can name things whatever you want. Sometimes you can add like color tags to them, just in order to stay organized and in order to have a better understanding of what's where and how things are working. So yeah, so I'm on that second layer called color. Now I got that light gray selected. Bucket tool. Gonna fill in some shapes. Now, just start filling in. Nice and easy. Okay, so now between the frills, fill those in. And so for most spaces that aren't one square, it'll pretty much be a quick and easy fill. Okay. And then, you know what? Might as well fill in the top too. Just get a nice base coat on there. So next, we got our grass skirt. Easy. If you don't have one, that's fine. But I'm just filling it in with green. Now, I'm going to actually choose a brighter green. And then what I want to do is I want to take my pencil tool up here. P button if you're on a computer. P for pencil. I'm going to take my pencil tool and then I'm going to go to a darker green. So one way you can do that, you can go to the color square that you can click on the left side toolbar, and you can just drag your green down to about a third of the way to the bottom. Select that. Cool. And you can also add it to your current palette by hitting this plus button here, down here on the right side below your color palette. It'll be right next to the number 1. You can just hit plus and then it'll add it to your palette. There's that, or you can just scroll here on the side and kind of eyeball a color. I like picking my own custom colors. It takes a little work, but it's fine. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to color this without, we're going to color this this grass skirt, excuse me. So I got my pencil tool. I got my darker green. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the outside of my my mushroom. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to do, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm only going to need to do the parts that I want green. So in that example, it would be like just around this legs, because once I have these kind of areas marked out where it's not all black, it'll be able to oh, okay, there we go. Ooh, one leg's wider than the other. That's fine. When I have these separated, when I go to fill it in with my bucket tool, it will only fill in what's connected, right? Unless I have the select all colors or fill all colors selected, right? So what I'm doing is I'm cutting off this black from this black by making this green here in the middle, right? So when it comes to, now I'm going to just show you, when I get my bucket tool, I can click there, and I don't want to have all similar colors done because it'll make everything do it. But if it weren't that way, then it would select all this stuff that's black that's connected to it. But by adding these dividers, I'm able to select and paint quickly all this black down here without jeopardizing the rest of my painting. Right? See, so now it has its own feel to it, its own greenness to it. That's awesome. Totally want that. Now, any questions there? Y'all good? Check my chat. Come on. Okay. Looks like we're good. So, solid. Next, what we're gonna do is let's add some, let's just throw some arms in there. Jeez. Jamal, you make me wait all day to draw arms on my mushroom. Not anymore. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I want to add a new layer. So go over here to the right side, add new layer on top of my color layer. I'm gonna name this arms. So double clicking it to rename the layer, arms. And so I want to turn my eyes off, and real quick, I'm gonna name this face layer. I'm gonna turn my face layer off. Actually, no, let's leave it on. And a fun thing we can do with things being on different layers is I can move. Hold up, bro. Let me move it. Yeah, there we go. I can move this face around. I can have it be over here. I can have it over here. It can be a really low face and has a really big head. I actually like that. You can have a really long body. All right, bro. Random royalty freeze. Okay, it can have that, or it can have neither of those, and just stay where it's at. I'm gonna make mine slightly lower, because I like him having a big head. And now I'm gonna go to my my line tool. Let's turn this face off. Now let's turn the opacity down. So go into the slider bar, down to about 50% just for now. So I'm gonna go make sure I'm on arms, the arms layer. Now let's have our we like the wiggly arms, so let's continue that idea. So I'm gonna go up a little bit, down a little bit, up a lot of bit. Oh, that's too much. Up even more. Okay, now right when it meets just where the head starts to kind of open up, that's where I bring my arm down. That's enough height on that arm. So it's a nice. And you know what I can do? I could even, once I got this kind of straight up part of the hand, now I can just go to my select tool. I can either do it with the square or the lasso, either one. Let's get rid of this bit. And then I'm gonna take my square because we're here right now. And then I'm gonna just go right there. Select this part of the arm. Let me zoom in so y'all can see, and get this face out the way. I'm selecting this part of the arm, just the inner, if you will, the like elbow to like the shoulder area. I'm selecting that part. I'm gonna copy it. Good. Now I'm gonna make sure I'm on the right layer. Go to my layers. Go to my tools tab on the right side, right below where it says tool options. I'm gonna paste that bad boy. Now I got that same shape. Boom. I can just pop it right there. Now, do I want it on the other side? Yeah, I do, but I also want to use that same trick because it's just bomb. So I'm gonna grab all this stuff. Nope, too many pixels. Too many pixels grabbed. So one way to make sure you don't grab more than what you need is start right at the exact pixel, and you can go up from there. So up and to the left here in my case. I'm going to copy this. So now you can do this from over here on this little tab bar when you're selected gray area, or you can do it from the tool options. Either way, it does the same thing. Cool. So I copied it. I'm gonna paste it. It's right on top. Excuse me, it's right on top. And now here we go. We're gonna flip it. We're gonna flip it. Oh, and flip it. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it did it twice. Okay. Let's just paste. There we go. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Flip it that way. No, I want it the other way. There we go. No. That's not how I want it. Yeah. Okay, and so it should be aligned-ish with the other arms. Okay, now, I got my arms in place. What I want to do is, let me make sure that they're just closed off shapes. So I'm going to take my body out of the picture, and then I'm just going to connect these arms, going straight up and down with my black. This way I can fill them in simply and easily with my color, and it'll be all good. So I'm going to turn my color layer back on. I put too much here, put too much arm color here, and I'm just going to turn this back off. So where does it need to be, honestly? Okay, easier way to do this. Cancel that. I want to turn my opacity down. Then I'm going to look at where my arms are, and then I'm going to draw my straight line. There we go. That's how you do that. Bam. Okay, and then this one. Bam. Okay, great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my color layer. I will turn the opacity all the way back up. I'm going to grab my turkey baster tool, my color picker tool from the toolbar, or the V button. If you're using a computer, I'm going to click on the color that I want. You'll know that it's clicked because in the primary color zone, it'll tell you that that color is picked. I'm going to go to my bucket tool, make sure I'm on my arms layer. There's a lot of steps to this, but it's crucial. You're getting the workflow of it. It's layer, flower, layer, click, stuff. So you do that. Now I'm going to fill in both of those arms. Now the awesome thing right now is both these arms are on different layers. They're not both on different layers, but they themselves are on a different layer than my body is. So that means if I wanted to move them up and down, which I will, that's what's going to happen. So turn my face layer back on. Overclick it. Yes. Make sure that it is turned all the way up in opacity. So that 100% slider bar should be at 100%. Let's see. Now, I like this, but let's play a little around with our outline tool. So I got my face selected. Oh, snap. If I do that, it's going to have my mouth selected too. Well, okay, it's fine. Let me try it out. Oh. All right. I kind of like that, actually. Not sold. Anyways, I'm going to move my face. So, get my move tool, or M. There it is. That feels good. So, now, what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 more steps for this coloring, and then we will switch to animating. So, let us get it. The next step is we want to get the top of our mushroom. Where's it at now? Okay, so now it's got like, we're gonna keep it simple here. It's got a peach situation going on, but the inside is darker. Now I know there's a way to add a gradient. There sure is. Bam. Okay, this is how we do this. We go to our color layer. We go to our select tool. Our S. At the top is right next to lasso and polygonal lasso is wand. Click that. What wand is going to do is going to select a whole area for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the top area of this head, of this cap. That's selected, because you got the square. Next, what I want to do is I want to make a... Do I want to make a new layer? Yeah, I'm going to make a new layer just in case. So, make a new layer. Go back. Do what you just did, because I did it in the wrong order. Select this. Select the top of that. Now, on that new layer... And it's not going to do it for me. All right. Easiest way to do this. Select this. Copy it. Go to the new layer. Paste it. Can I paste it in place, though, bro? Whatever. Thankfully, it's not that big. So I'm just going to... Oh, God, no. Okay. Scrapping that plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nice peachy orange color. I'm going to fill in this top area. Now, and then next one I'm going to do is I'm going to get a more reddy brown color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil tool. Is I'm going to... Actually, what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to add some speckles around the kind of top area. Just clicking around. Now, about halfway between my speckles, I want to do like a checkerboard situation. So here, just kind of watch. So this is called dithering. Now, dithering is a way of like making stuff look tinted and making it look like there's shading happening. So what I'm going to do is imagine there's this line here, right? Above this line, it's going to fade into it. Below this, it's going to be a solid line. So all I got to do for that is I just got to make a checkerboard. So every other one. Now, as I fill in this bottom area, you can see it starts to look like it just kind of opens up and blossoms into this other stuff. So that's what I'm doing here. Now, it doesn't have to be like, the simpler the better, because that's just what it is. Now, I just continue to do that around my mushroom. And so maybe you can have some sides go up further than others. This one's connected in there. Now the bottom zone is a little more like flat. Still comes out some. Oh, come on now. Yep. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. And you can see in your preview how it's starting to look. Now, if you want to, if it's not looking like faded enough, you can just add more. You can just add more of this kind of fading situation. So you want it to be about like half, no, like this, a third kind of gradient, a third one color, a third another color. Oh, Oh, ooh. Bam. Now, are there tools that can do this? Yes, there are. But, you know, the principle first, then it's much easier. And so, like, this is a technique that's used. You can use it on a big scale or on a small one. Your call. V for my color select tool. Like, say you could be coloring clouds, like using this kind of as a half tone between your dark and your lights. You could color in food. You could have like simple shadows. This one, this one, this one. And which one doesn't belong? No, it's you. It's you. No, come back. All right. Y'all getting the hang of this? Everyone's knee deep in pixels. I love it. And bam, just like that. And I don't want this one. Oh. Okay. Now, if you want to get even deeper, you can add another layer. So I went into a darker red. This one's more maroon. But maybe this one doesn't need to be so checkered out. Maybe it's just a nice, like 3 pixel high bar of this fun maroon. Maroon's also another one of my favorite colors. I really like sky blue and I really like maroon. Now, what will I do? I'll add just a bit of this. 1, 2 here. 2? Nah, it's not right. There. Here. There. Equally wrong, but it's okay. And you know, I'm just kind of playing around right now. Does it work? It looks like it. Looks a little messy. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. So look good. Okay, so lastly, what we're going to do is, do I want the arms to be part of that? No, I need the arms on a separate layer. What we're going to do is we're going to add a nice little shadow layer to all this. So I'm going to go to my new layer right above my color layer. I'm going to name that shadow. Let's just get in the habit of making our layers named. I'm going to name that shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black, pick it out of the color square. One. I got my, and then what am I doing? Oh, yeah. So next, what I'm doing, I got my black. Now I go to my layer. Yes, my layer tab on the right side. It should say blend mode. Click on the normal and go down to multiply. There's a bunch of options there, but we just want multiply. Then, what are we doing? Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that shadow is selected, and then we're going to click on that slider, and it will be, we're going to bring it down to like 30% opacity. And we can't really see nothing right now, but once we start applying this color, you'll be able to see. So with my black, I'm going to start off by shadowing this. Now, there's not really a set shadow or set light source in this, so let's just go with it coming from the right side. So that means everything on this right side is going to be in light, and the left side is going to be on the shadows. But I also want it to be a little bit at the top. Let's have it be like, this is, hey, come back. This is where the light source is coming from. Oh my goodness, mouse. Okay, this is coming from. It is coming from this hitting the light. This bar a little bit lighter than this middle and darkest middle. Top. The bottom of these arms and the left of these arms are going to be darker, right? So let's play it out. So I'm going to start off here at the top of this head. I'm going to have my line tool selected. Yeah. And then that's too much. So basically I'm going to create a nice kind of straight line, almost parallel to the bottom of the cap here. And then I'm going to go just kind of mirror the shape that's on this side. And maybe this is too much, but it's okay. We will figure it out shortly. So then I'm just going to close this section off, because right now, as it's on its own layer, if I were to fill it in, it would just fill in like everything. I don't want that because there's open spaces, like you can see here, right? See, so if I were to click and try and fill in all this stuff, I can't do that because it's open. So when that happens, it'll just fill in everything. Don't want that. But what I do want is for it to be closed off. So I just turned off my eyes, and then I'm just going to fill in this area here and just connect everything. That's this. It looks gray, but it's actually black. So this has been the most awesome way that I've learned to shade stuff lately, is just slap a layer on top of it. Whew, so good. So good. All right, slap a black opacity layer on top of it. Okay, I'm going to fill in this other area, right? So y'all see how this starts to come together? This is what we want. We want a nice, like, just solid area. Now I'm going to take my black paintbrush or the pixel tool, and I'm just going to fill in like half of one side with gray. Maybe half in the top. Yeah, because we got that skirt to account for. Bam. So we got that. Now for the arms. Should we do a second one for this? You know what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the arms on their own time. So we got this. Now let's get these gill things. All right. So the light's coming in from the. All right. Let me just play with this real quick, y'all, because I gotta figure it out. That's not the button I want. Shadow. Make sure my shadow layers selected. Select the mundo. So I got that selected. Now let's just figure this out. Now if my shapes are in here, does that look right? Gotta figure out where these. I think that looks right. Yeah. So in these smaller areas where it's 1 pixel, I'm just gonna make the whole area gray. And again, I can't at this moment fill in everything because I just can't right now. So then once I get to about the middle, the other side is going to be illuminated. So like rather than it being the left side of the shape, it's going to be the right side that has this tones to it. And maybe the middle one is just all gray, because if the light's coming from over here and the light's hitting all these gills, then technically you would not see a light on the face that is facing us, right, on this gill here, but it on these other sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these ones light up here, and then I'm just going to make these ones mostly gray. Yay. This might be easier with a pencil. Dope. Yep. It's almost done here. Then we get to the other fun part. Now, should there be one on the top? I'm going to go with yes. There should be one on the top of these. And as I zoom out, it just kind of looks funky. But actually, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Sometimes you just got to trust it. A lot of the times when you're making art, there's going to be a period where it is very questionable and you're not even sure that it's like going to be finished because you're just like, no, it doesn't look right. But you just got to push on, got to keep trucking, keep on arting. Now, I got all my shadows there. I got all my shadows here. I need some in my grass. So I'm just going to do, because I'm just going to do the bottom half of this grass, right? So nothing special here. No. Okay. Let's undo some. Let's do this a smart way. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our lasso. Rotate, yeah, that's fine. Go to my select tool and then click on lasso right underneath the menu bar. And then from there, I'm going to select all the pixels that are on the bottom half of this grass skirt here. And just going around nice and slow. Steady hand. Yep, give me that. Give me that square. Give me that square. Bam. Oh, geez. It didn't do it. So, in essence, what I was doing is, let me just make a square over this, because it'll be easier that way. In essence, what I'm doing is, no. Almost. I'm almost there. Okay. I get it. Pixel art. Let me click this. Okay. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm selecting half of it, filling in half of it with black, but it's being weird. It's like double clicking on me. Yes. Good. Wait, can I not do that? Hold up, bro. Okay, this is how you do this. If it's being weird with your brush and your bucket, all you gotta do is make sure that's selected. Now, if it's real, then it won't let me do it. Okay. Well, you learn something new every day. How would I do this then? Crop tool? Light and darken tool? I mean, that's another way to do it, but I'm just going to turn up my pixel size. Bam. And then just get half of this stuff in the bottom. Just selecting half of it. No need to overwork. There we go. So now that that's done, I can just get rid of some of these other bits here. The pieces I do not need. Oh, nope. I need that bit. Yes. No. Get out of here. Nice and quick. Simple shading techniques. Okay. Got a few more squares to get right. And then we are good. So, yeah. Okay. That's gone. That should actually be way darker. Just on this side. Come here, you. Okay. And then V. And P. All right. Fair enough. So, we got that. We got the shading there. We got the shading on our gills. We got the shading on our top part. So much to be done. So much good stuff to be done. Let's get to animating. All right. So, again, my eyes my eyes are all over the place. Oh, wrong one. Okay. So, make sure my face is selected. Make sure my face is in a good spot for me. That looks good. Nice and centered. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to animate these lovely arms. Now let's do a few things before we get to that. Let's get some stuff set up. So we're going to move this face below. We're going to move that layer down below the arms. Now, if your arms go over your facial features, you're going to have to adjust for that. But right now, we're going to have that be below our arms. So it's going to be a brown shadow. And it's going to be the topmost layer. Now, we want these arms to, I kind of want them to be doing like a funky wave situation going on. So, let's do it like this. Now, at this point, we can merge everything down. We can have it all be one layer. Actually, let me see what's up with this background. Not bad right now, especially since we got some stuff popping off with our other layers. But what I want is I want to have a layer above my arms layer. Actually, no, I don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I want to duplicate it. So I want to take this, get that layer 6 out the way. I want to make a second layer for my arms. Boom. These are going to be the ones that we're going to move around. I want to disable the first batch. Disable. Bam. So now that's out the way. And I also want to lock this. Lock that. Bam. Now, at the bottom of the screen, we're playing with new territory. We've played with the top, we played with the left, we played with the right. Now, at the bottom of the screen, we got our frames panel. Right now, it's kind of loading whatever for my website. But what I'm going to do on the bottom left side, it says lock frames panel. And what that'll do is that'll bring up the frames. And that'll be where we see the preview of each frame and of our animation, right? So it'll go step by step. Now, what we want to do is, I think I want to use keyframes for this because it is, it's a great tool, and I think it'll just kind of make sense for the animation. So, what we're going to do is, we are going to make a copy of this frame. Just a few explainers about the bottom of the screen. There's the top little menu bar where you can add a frame with a plus sign. Again, the 2 paper frames, but this will copy a frame, aka duplicate it, make a second one. This preview button will give you a preview of your current animation. Right now, there's only one thing going on, so it's not going to shift around. If there were to, then it will show that. And then preview size will change how big or small you see the preview, right? So on the other side, we got tile mode. This will tile things around and allow you to see stuff as you animate. And then there's the frame sequence. Can't do that right now because we only have one frame. And of course, what we just clicked, the lock frames panel, which is keeps that panel visible where we can see it. Now, if we didn't click that, it would just hide, and then we'd have to click the actual bar to bring it up when we want to play with it. But we're going to be using it here pretty frequently. And then there's also this X down here. It says close advertisement. Okay. And then there's frame speed. Now, frame speed will change how fast each frame goes from 25 milliseconds to 5,000 milliseconds. More is more in this case. So more milliseconds equals a longer frame time, right? So rather than being like slap, it'll be like slap, you know? So that's what that does. Now, we have our frames. We have this arms copy. We got our first frame. That's good. What we're going to do is we're going to click the copy frame button down here. And right when you do that, it'll pop up a secondary frame. And also you can see here at the bottom, right on each frame, it has the 100 ms. you can click that and change the frame for each frame. So the one over on the right handles all the frames. The one under each individual frame handles each frame, right? So if you want one to be shorter than the other, or if you want it to be like a long pause and then it blinks or something like that, that's how that you would use that. So now I got 2 layers right now. I'm going to add one more. Now I'm on my 3rd layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my arms copy. Now when you're on different frames, the layers still exist, but the layers act differently, right? So if I change the color on one layer, if I change the color in one frame of these arms, let's just show an example. If I change the color in one, then that doesn't mean it's going to be the same in the other. So I would have to change the same in the next one. So that consistency is what matters. So if I have one orange arm here, if I go down to my 2nd frame, you can see that it's still on the same arms copy layer. I'm going to point at the camera. You can still on the same arms copy layer, but it's not orange like in my first one. So then when I hit preview, you can see it kind of just like sputters in and out, that orange layer, because it's not like that on all of them. Now, if it was like that on all of them, you can just go, and thankfully, like when you're doing this, it stays on the same layer, so it helps with your animating, right? So if I want to move one up or down, so orange, so again, you can see like the absence of color, the absence of stuff in a layer makes a difference. So that's just something to note. So let's go back. Unorange these arms, although I do like that orange in these arms. And that might be the play for these. Okay, so I like it. Orange arms. So how do we want to wiggle these? Do I want to wiggle them up or do I want to wiggle them out? Let's wiggle them out. So what I'm going to do, my third frame here, I'm going to make sure my arms copy is selected, the layer that is, and then I'm going to click my move tool. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to collect my select tool. Now, I know there's a way to do onion frames on this bad boy. It's all right. So I'm going to select one of these arms. From here, it's going to bring up these little dragger circles. So I'm just going to drag. I'm going to drag this out. Right? And a matter of fact, yeah, that's cool. Let's see. I know there's a way to do it. And replayable app, autosave, grid checker, onion skin. Okay, top show onion skin on the next frame. Yeah, sure, fine. Okay, so I need this little arrow out the way, but that's fine. Yes, there we go. So now, as I click on my second frame after I stretch that other frame out, what happened is you can see here there's two images. There's one that's kind of ghosted and there's one that's the exact of what the frame is right now. This ghost image is of the next one, right? So that's that. But now if the first arm is shorter, then that will change too. So it basically it's that intermediary. So it just allows you to see as the animator what's going to happen next. And so that way you can stay on track. So I got one arm reaching out. Now, maybe so I got this second and then I got this third. So that's like the final frame, right? Of this current sequence. The first one, let's bring this arm in some. So I still got my selector tool. I'm going to select this arm again. I'm going to bring it. Now you can see as I drag it, it shows me the arm. And you can just click it there. Now, this arm, as you can see, is missing a few bits. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our black color. Make sure that's black because this feels like super dark gray. Yeah. Take our black and with our pencil, and we're just going to fill in whichever lines got deleted just now, right? So we got 3 frames. We got one short, one medium, one long. Now, if everything works, then it should give us a nice little extendo wiggle. Whoop. Yeah. All right. Looks good. Now, can we do it to the other arm? Yes, we can. But how wiggly do we really want them to be? Let's have this one go up and down. So I'm going to keep the main area of and the length of this arm, but what I want this arm to be kind of flapping up and down like a really silly wave, right? So to do that, we're just gonna shift some pixels up and down. So if I start here, I want maybe the third one, maybe the final one. I want it to be. No, I don't want that. I want to go back to my selector tool. The final position. Yeah, the final position. I want that to be just the complete flip of what I just had, right? So if I go to my tools tab while this selection of the arm is selected, I can flip it, not like that. Oh man, come on. I can flip it, and that way it'll be the other way. Bam, just like that. Yes. So now, and then maybe I just have it be a simple flip. So this first one is already flipped. I didn't mean to do that. But what I will do, just because it's here, is... No. I'm just going to my third one. And then I'm going to flip this one too. So again, selecting it. Nice and good square. You know it's selected when you got that grayed out box around it. Go to the flip horizontal to flip it up and down. Bam. Then I move that up. I can click out of it or click another tool to have that be done. Okay, and then before I play it, I just click through these sections here to make sure that they look good. What's going on with this? Okay, I got my frames. They look solid. Frame speed is fine. I'm not gonna worry about that. There. Okay. Significantly wiggly. What do I want to do with this? Now, we can take this a million different ways, but this is the essence of animating. This is the essence of like the way I piece together my animation. So let's add a few flares. Let's give them a blink. Yeah. So let's give them a blink now. Ooh. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring that arm back in. So what? Okay. So this second frame here, I don't even know if I can name this. No, I can't. This second frame here, what I want to do is I want to go up just above it to the toolbar that says copy frame. I want to copy that. Now it's gonna be right next to the previous frame, but I don't want that. I want it at the very end. So I'm just gonna right below the add frame copy frame bar. There's a controls bar that has left, right, and delete. So I want to shift it over where it says move frame right, move that frame right. So now it's number 4 instead of number 3. And just to double check that, I can click between these and see. Right? Great. Now, I'm going to bring that first one back in. And it looked like it added it to the end, but it didn't. It's right at the... Oh, did it? No, bro. It added to the front. That's why. Okay, so that's good. I'm just going to move that all the way to the end. Now, what's going to happen is if I scroll through 1 through 5, what should happen is the arm should scrunch in. It should scrunch out. So let's give it a preview. Yeah. Nice. So there's that. Next, Can I move this head all by its own? We might be able to. Okay, now, because we're getting into deep, let me take a screenshot. Because we're getting into deep animation territory, I think what I want to do is make some copies of stuff, and then we can edit further on. So what I want to do is I want to duplicate my shadow layer, and I want to duplicate my color layer, because I'm going to combine those. Not like that. I'm going to combine them into one, so that way I can move my head around, right? I can move the cap around, which would be a nice another little, what do we call it? Animation bit. So, can I drag some stuff around? Like, can I see stuff? There we go. Okay, I've been playing in this small space too long. Okay, so now I can see, you can drag, once you get these kind of like slider things on your mouse, you can drag your layers around. So once you got that, I'm going to bring my shadow copy down till it's right above my color copy. Should only have, I have no clue why I have so many. I'm not even going to worry about it. So I'm just going to merge that down. So I got my shadow copy, and then I got my color copy. I'm going to click on my shadow copy right beneath where it says, has the down arrow, and below that is going to be a triangle pointing down in a box that's merged layer down. So I want to do that, click that, bam. Now, yeah, we can just see what happened. So I'm just going to disable all the original layers. And some of these should have been locked, so I don't even know why they're like invisible in the first place. But okay, cool. That's exactly what we want. All these other layers are extra. Just gonna move them down below everything, so my originals can just hang out. And then my background chilling. And then of course my my line layers can come down too. And so yeah, this is a good point to just kind of again get reorganized, because once you start merging layers and stuff and like start separating layers and having them do different things, it's always good to have a backup. It's always good. You never know, you might get like 10 frames in and you're like, wait, did I put a dot over their eye and it's not supposed to be there? And then if you have that original, it's just going to be that much easier. So you're just kind of looking out for yourself. Now, I got this new layer. So I'm going to call this the head move layer. Oh my god, I'd love to have this like teeter side to side. That's going to be a little bit more than we have for class today, but we can just give it a good bounce. So now, when we're animating things, everything on the same time is pretty cool, but everything on different times, now that's kind of neat. So what I want to do here is, like, the main action is like these middle three. Actually, any of these three. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick 3 of them, and I'm going to have the top part of the head move around a little bit. So it's just like this. I'm going to go to my... Where is that layer? There it is. Why is it called color? It shouldn't be called. It should be called move face. Okay. Boom. I got my move face layer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the good stuff that I need up on the top of this head. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. And one way I'm going to do it is I'm going to... Wait, why is this shadow layer here? Get out the way, bro. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this business, whatever that is. And sometimes when you get too many layers, there's just way too much. So, just be aware of that. Oh, you know why? Because it's on these other layers. Oh, jeez. All right, not gonna worry about it right now. We'll get that arrow later. I'll fix it in post. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose 3 of these. I think I'm gonna choose the last 3 frames, and I'm gonna have the head move there, and I'm also gonna have the eyes blink on the first 3 frames. Right. So right when when the eyes blink, the head starts to move, right? So you'll see how it works out. Next, what I do is I'm going to grab my select tool. I'm going to make sure I'm on the correct layer. And oh my God. Seriously? Okay. So as it goes, when you're on these different layers, snap, bro. Oof. Dang, I can't go back that far. All right. Well, either way, I'll fix this up later. Either way, what I want is I want my head to move. So I'm just going to start with the one that has it selected the best. And I'm going to grab this whole head area. So here, bam. What I don't want is... there's a way to like not select things. Okay. Either way, let's see what happens when I move this. Okay. So that's good. That's what I want. Actually, I kind of like that. Undo. Undo. Redo? Ooh. No. Back up. Back up. Okay. Cool. So, we're here. Now, let's get all our layers set up because it's kind of funky right now. Back to my preview. I'm going to make sure all my layers have the right thing going on. This one has head, move, face. This one has way too many layers going on. Jesus, why? Okay, it has a locked one and it has a color one. Okay, yeah, you need to go. Let's just hope this isn't the wrong layer that I'm deleting. There can only be one. And then come back. Yes. Oh, do I have to be visible? Bruh. Whatever. Boom. Okay. There's one. That's on 4. Move face is on 4. Move face is not on 3. So, real quick. Duplicate. And then, no. See, why are you clicking that so many times? That's why. Okay. Nope. Come back, though. Yes. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. Unlock. Merge down. Nope. No. It's not even the layer I need. Not even. I need the shadow layer. There it is. Okay. See, this is when it gets tricky, but you gotta stay focused and you can do this. Okay. Boom. Merge down. Got it. Get out my way. Okay. You got one. You God. Okay. So this is you needed one. I really have no clue what just happened, but we're just gonna roll with it. Merge that down. Okay. Okay, yes. Alright. 3's got 1. We're gonna rename this to move face. And then 2. And then I need... Why is that like that? Yes. Okay. 1. No. Don't rename. Color, copy. Not 2 of them. Come on, please. Yes. Okay. Merge down. Yes. Oh! Definitely need a new mouse. Okay. Here we are. It's just one click away. Thank you so much for your patience. One. Is that the last one? No, there's one more. Get that out of the way. Yeah. Okay. And then last one. Okay, got this shadow. Yes. Okay, that's the one we need. One. Duplicate that. Duplicate the head. Not another one. Just one right now. Why are you double clicking? That's so weird right now. It's okay. You can do this, computer. You've done heavier work. There. No! I honestly don't care at this point. Okay, good. So, geez. So yeah, it gets a little select heavy sometimes. So okay, now I'm gonna start at 3. I didn't even need to do all those, but I did. So I'm going to select. Oh god, don't move it. All right, so I want to have my selector tool. I want to have my polygonal lasso tool. Now I'm just going to click around the top of the head. Yeah, this is it. This is it, and I can get y'all out of here. Oh, hey. And of course, the good old funky mouse. Alright. I'm just gonna do it like that. Now, I got this. It is on. I'm on my 3rd layer now. Selected. Just right to the bottom there. Now, I'm going to move it down one. Just select it. Bam. So you can see at the top, it'll give you the shadow of the old one. I'm just gonna bring it down one. Boom. And I'm gonna switch over to my next frame. So much get the same selection right now, but that's okay. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring this one down again. So that one's down one, and then one more. Okay, now this is a preview moment. Notably, there's different shadows on stuff, but I think it's okay. Not gonna worry about that right now because there's a lot of layers going on. So, oh, finally, let's add some blinks here. Okay, right above the face layer, I'm gonna add a new layer, and then I'm going to take the same color as the shadowy darkness. So just grab that turkey baster tool with V, grab that, and that should give you a nice dark kind of gray color. And then I'm going to cover. Okay, so the first frame is open eyes. Then the second frame is going to be, let's see, not like that. I need, yes. Oh my god, that is way too many layers. Okay, second frame, we got, we're just gonna fill in this whole eye area with the gray. Maybe I'll do, maybe I will do, okay, computer, you can do it. You can do it. Bam. Bam. So, like that. I have no clue why that's doing that. Oh, okay, it's onion skinning. Oof. Alright, so I got half of the eye on the second frame. Bam, there's that. Then it's gonna be all of this area is going to be fully closed. So you can make a circle here. Oh, no. But make sure you have another layer on top of your face layer, because I thought like it would add new layers as you go along. It doesn't. So just know that you got to add a new layer here every time you want to add a new element. Now you could draw everything on the same layer. It gets even messier than this, if you could believe it or not. But don't worry about it right now. Just have some fun. We got our eyes open, eyes halfway open. And on the third frame, we're going to close them. So I got that, and then I'm going to fill it in, and fill this in. I actually like copy and paste that shape, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm in a click mode. 1 pixel at a time. Bam. So we got that. There's that. Now, what I can do is I can go to this layer here. I can go to the previous frame, and I can make sure that I'm selected on the correct layer. It's the one right above my face layer. I'm going to select these eyelids. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to go over to my fourth frame, and then I'm going to go to a new layer. I'm going to make a new layer above my face. So this is, again, my eyelids layer. And then I'm going to paste these new eyes, these old eyes. Bam, just like that. Oh, you know why? They're probably on multiply mode. Let's see. Nope, they're not. I don't know anymore. Let's just run it. All right, so we got some eyes open. We got some eyes halfway open. Blink. And back open. All right, let's run it. Preview. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now, the only thing left to do at this point, there's a lot going on in our layers. Now, if you wanted to, I'm going to just make a copy of this last frame so y'all can see how it worked out. If you wanted to, you can merge all this stuff down to be one layer so you can easily, oh, no. Easily move things around. So right now, there's a lot going on here. Oh, because it had 2 arms. That's right. Either way, even with these cool tentacle arms, you can kind of see the motion. Now, what we can do... No, we're not even going to do that right now. We're not even going to worry about smooth frames. Do we? No. Just, we're going to worry about merging. That's where we're at. So, everything's merged here. I got these arms. Looking good. I'm going to bring those down one more layer. And then I can move this around in its entirety. I have this one here. I can turn on my background. Looks good. I can turn my background on these other ones. So, I mean, if I played it with this, you'd see that it kind of does this jiggle. I really like the eye blink. This is actually super awesome. So I'm just gonna bring in these backgrounds for the other one. I'm gonna turn. I don't really want this frame, but you can merge everything down, right? Merge everything into one layer in order to move them around easily. Or you can turn on the grid through the settings up here, and then align things like that. But we're going for the ease of access here. And so if you're wondering if I do this most of the times when I animate, yes, I do. Is there an easier way to animate? I'm sure there is. I am a novice, but I think I understand like how to do it. I can always get better, and I'm constantly getting better, and teaching y'all has helped me increase my skills exponentially, because I mean I have to explain what I'm doing. It's not like I have to tell myself like in my brain like what I'm already doing. Being able to explain it to y'all is crucial, and it's really enlightening for me as well. So let's see. Okay, bam and bam. Let's get this last one up. Now, what I would do is later, before it gets given to the prize winner here, the prize participant, is what's going to happen is I'm going to shade in this area of the arms, right? So again, I would take that same shadow layer concept, but on each different frame, I would add the shadow appropriately, right? So right now it's not shadowed in or shaded in. I mean, and there's so many ways you can like go about this. You can add like some wiggling to the leaves. You can add some deeper shading things. You can add some movement to the mouth. You can have the eyes go around the eyeball. You can have the mushroom cap kind of like squish out. I really kind of wanted to be teetering and tottering. We'll get to that on another date, and maybe we can kind of continue with this idea of like animating out our person and maybe make them walk, and even down to like having their mouth move according to like dialogue that runs across the screen. It's all possible. So I think I have all my things here, so let's just run a final preview. And it's kind of choppy, but y'all get the idea. And I'll post it on social media and stuff. But that's it. That's it right now. So that was super awesome. Any questions? Any questions before I close out? How y'all doing out there? How did turn out?
Hooray!
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yay! I'm so excited about my innovation. So download it as a GIF, is that right?
That's
Or
right.
GIF?
So let's
great.
go over the exporting real quick. So so you can either go to file and then export download, or you can go to the star and then save drawing purple button in the corner, the top right corner, and then you just go to download .png.gif. Remember to set, now if you want it just to be at the native size that it's at right now, really small, 64 by 64, you don't change the slider. But if you do want it to be bigger so you can share it on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can click the preset buttons, which I like to do, and it'll bring it up to the appropriate multiplier. ×2 is kind of best for best practices for multiples of 2 is best practices for sprite. I don't know why, it just works out that way. And then you hit download GIF, the blue button. You can also download the sprite sheet if you're doing like a game or something like that. Those are good ways to kind of see how everything works out. And yeah, and then it should just download. And right now mine's taking a while, but that's okay. I'm just gonna click all the buttons, wiggle, and then you can name it too if you made an account. Wiggle, not wiggle name, wiggle mush cap, and then mushroom mod 2. And what's cool is you can always come back to this on the pixelart.com site and make more art, right? So you don't just have to, or not make more, but you can edit this one. So if while I'm away, while you're in your own zone, hanging out with your kids, your family, whomever, your dog, your cat, you can come back to this drawing and play with it, and you can remix it. You can do whatever you like to it, so that is that. And so once it is done here, then it'll be, I don't know what it's doing, but that it should download a PNG or GIF for you. Oh, here we go. 100%. Bam. Sparkly tone. It happened. So let me make sure it exists for real. And that's all, folks. Oh, I don't want that one. I want the other one. Downloads. Yeah. I'm excited to see what y'all made. There we go. Oh, and there's again, like there's a lot to play with as far as as far as animation goes. So we can change the speed of the animation. You can have it be slower or not. Mine's kind of in this weird kind of glitchy speed, but I like it. It's I do. Okay, so let me put this in the chat. Okay, that's loading. That's good. And boom. And yeah, and then so it should be downloading. That should be it. And you can share it with the world. Just keep working on it, as I said. Bam. There she blows. So yeah, and to get back to editing it, once you're here on your page, you just go to the right side of the drawing, and then it has all these share things, these share buttons and whatever, and like comments and just kind of its own little dashboard. But you can edit the drawing there. You can download the PNG. It also auto palettes it for you. So like if you like the colors that you used here, it gives you this nice, sweet little palette, and you can even click to use the palette. What does that do? It might bring me to a new drawing. Yes, it does. But that's still cool. Still cool. You can probably export it to low spec, which is a place that you can get some palettes as well. So lowspec.com. So thank y'all so much. Just a quick recap. We went through one, kind of using our tools to build up forms and to make patterns, and using these simple tools and using our bucket tool to create different colors of the same, and understanding selecting those. We also went through our layers. We went through kind of understanding how to position and name and organize our layers, even a little bit of merging them together. We learned how to animate. We learned how the simple, not the simple, but the basic steps and the basic principles behind an animation, and and how we think about timing different things, right? Not everything is on the one count. Some things like stagger off of each other, so that gives it a little bit more life. And then yeah, we also talked a little bit about shading and about you guys didn't see the reference photos so much, but we picked some random fun photos and we made some art from them. So that's the basis of being a good drawer right there. And yeah, again, we learned how to export this and make a good character blink, and we embraced our wiggly arms again. So so thank you so much for sitting with me. This has been awesome. I can't say thanks enough. So great job, everyone.
Thanks, Jam Jam. That was fantastic. And I'm so glad that the wiggly arms made a comeback.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. Thank you so much for sharing with us all of your amazing art skills. I unfortunately didn't manage to understand the shading, but I mean,
No worries.
we always learn and grow, and
Yeah.
I think that the more we practice, the more we get better at it. So thank you again.
Yeah.
You are such an expert teacher.
Thank you. Good to
Yeah,
hear you.
really phenomenal. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yes. Well, you all, I think, is it daytime for y'all there?
For us, yeah, it's almost 2 p.m.
Okay, right on. Well, I really hope y'all enjoy your day. Hope you get a walk in. I would totally go on a walk right now if it wasn't midnight, but I might do some like stretching or something. But this is awesome. I'm really happy with this. I like how the cap moved and turned out and everything. So I'm gonna take a break here, get some rest, do some stretching, and I will see y'all next class.
Yeah,
Okay.
see you next class. Thanks again.
All right, thanks y'all.
Bye.
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 That was fun. Thank you.
You're welcome. Tight. Thanks, Discorders or Twitch streamers. I appreciate you. Peace.